Sean's putting on the tunes. It's DJ Sean. So many noises. Hey, Shabby Gabby and Sydney and Avery and Kathleen, Michelle, Jen Rox and Stein and April. Hey, everybody. Ava, Christine, Teresa, Shy, Ola. There's so many of you. Hey, Maureen. Woo, woo. Hey, Danny and Beth and Jennifer. Hey, happy Sunday. And Marjorie is here and Alfalba. Hey. Sean's the DJ. Although we were listening to one of them and Sean's like, I don't think you can even hear the music. But I hear the music. Can you guys hear the music at all? With all the weird noises? Sounds like a baby goat, kind of. And then whistling. Oh, Sydney can hear the music.
All right.
Nora, we love the hashtags. Keep them coming.
All right. Should I turn it down?
Yeah, I think. Okay, Carly says she can't. We were totally going our level of, what is it we call it, Carly? Wow, I'm having like a total brain fart. Level of hood. Hey, Emma, I am good. I've been looking forward to this. I know that some of you can't get on the Friday ones, but, sometimes the weekends are easier, and that's why we kind of do Sundays or Saturdays, and I try to mix it up and keep you guys going. And last Friday, this Friday, 2 days ago, was like crazy. If you missed it, I hope you watched it and saw Sean dance in his motorcycle leathers. Oh, you put those away. They were laying out because we really had to pull him out of them. Oh, hey, Layla SVU. She's here. Woo, woo. Oh, Hannah, yes, I did respond to you on Insta. I love that Insta allows us to like comments because otherwise sometimes it's like I don't have anything to say back, but I read them and I see you. And just for those of you who are new, I do not answer questions on Instagram. I don't really like the way that you interact on it. It's easier for me to do it here or on YouTube. Okay, I'm talking loud, Sean says. I'm sorry. But anyway, Nessa Bug says that you were hilarious when you're dancing. Hey, Alexandra, Pop Alex. I noticed you. Hello, howdy doody. Thanks, Emma. Yeah, she says she hopes everyone's having a good day. And I am so far. We got up and had breakfast, and then I've been cleaning house. Does anybody else feel really, like if I'm feeling a little extra stress, I feel better having like cleaned, and I've been organizing, getting rid of stuff. Thanks, Emmy, I'm sorry. I'm cleaning out my filing cabinet. I'm going to sell some clothes on eBay. I just really like to get things all cleaned out. I think it's because I've been feeling like, and so it makes me feel better when my area is clean. Yeah, Ola's the same. Yep, Wascally Lab, we all love to organize. And I was going through all of your gifts and putting those away because I had some of them still in boxes. The one from Amanda and Bridget and all that stuff. So I was going through all of my New Zealand. I got to put up my calendar here if you guys remember from last time. And I also have Amanda's, she gave me a coloring book. I got all sorts of goodies. Oh, and when I was in Austin, Teresa she came to the meetup and captured a picture of a squirrel from Austin. Isn't that awesome? Isn't awesome in Austin? But I just thought it was really funny. It will never die. It was the first live stream ever. We had a squirrel. It's so cool. I know, isn't that really funny? Oh, somebody had a question for you, Sean.
What?
How many likes to see you dance again? Nora wants to know. Inquiring minds want to know. Oh, Pop Alex, you can send me, here, I'll put my address in the chat really quick, okay? And it's below, if you can't see it in the chat because it moves so fast, it's below every video. Oops. And so if any of you are wondering, pew, there you go. That's my P.O. box. And so you can send it there. And it's in every description of every video. But I really wanted to, before we get going into your questions, and I guessed you, and I get on Patreon and all of that stuff, I had a ton of questions I received last week since our live stream on Friday. Okay, sorry, Sean says I'm talking really loud. I get excited. Ooh, Emily B subscribed. Ooh, woo, woo. I know, Sean's scuba suit. It's not even a scuba suit.
It's scuba suit.
It kind of looks like a scuba suit. It's leathers that you wear when you ride a motorcycle. Sean has a motorcycle, even though he really doesn't ride it ever. But he bought the leathers with his motorcycle because it keeps you safe, and they're supposed to be really fitted. So, oh, and Sean, when did you start dancing? Michaela wants to know. He danced at the very...
at a very early age, I started taking lessons and such.
It was at the very end of the last live stream, like the last maybe 15 minutes, you'll see it. Oh, I could do a later live stream, Jen, if that's something that you guys would like. And I believe there's one more video, Swifty Michelle with Alexa, that'll be coming out. And Sloth the Gamer, it's okay. We'll try tomorrow. I was supposed to do all my clean outs like weeks and weeks ago. It's been on my to-do list, but I just felt compelled. Oh, Letitia Lovejoy, I got a package from you, and I'll be doing a mail haul later. So, hey.
Mail haul.
But I wanted to, before we even get into any of the questions, I got a lot of questions about what Patreon is and the t-shirts. And so before we even get into like all of the wonderful questions that you guys have and guesting you all, I wanted to at least let you know what Patreon is, how it works, and if you have any questions, you can ask them in the chat, and Sean will try to gather them for me so that I make sure that you all understand, because I know that sometimes things just, you know, I talk about things and you might miss it or misunderstand it, or I'm just not being clear because I have been in it too long, and so I'm not describing it well enough. And so, hey, Emily B. So let me just run through it, and if you have any questions, let me know, and I'm happy to talk about it more, but I don't want to belabor it or talk about Patreon too much because I don't want any of you to feel like you have to become a Patreon patron, okay? So Patreon is a website, and Sean will put the link to my page in the chat. Patreon is a way for you to support creators because on YouTube, essentially, it costs more and takes more time than you actually end up getting paid from YouTube. I'd say for each video I make, I maybe make... what, $5? $10?
Yeah, like $5.
Like $5?
If that.
If that.
So
I mean,
5 years.
like, yeah, 5 years. So, and it's not even like you get, oh, hey, Max. Max No Sleeves is here. So anyway, so Patreon is a way to support creators. And since you don't really make that much per video, it's a way for creators who couldn't essentially afford to be creators. And it's a way for the community to support them. Okay? So that's kind of how that works as far as Patreon as a whole. Oh, thanks, Maggie. I am having a good day. And so I have set up along the side, if you go to my page, you can go to it now. Don't worry, you're not going to miss anything. Thanks, Carly. Carly and Sean both put the links in there. You can click there, and you can see along the side all of the different rewards. And rewards are just a way to say thank you for for offering to spend X number of dollars per month. And there are different levels, everything from $1 to $100 to $250 to $5. It's whatever you can afford, and nothing's going to change for you if you can't be a Patreon patron, but it just helps me to be able to continue to create content and not have to, you know, go back to working like 3 jobs at a time, which I'm happy to do because I love doing this and I love connecting with you, and I honestly have never had a job that I've enjoyed as much as I do this. And so you can be a Patreon from no matter where you live and no matter how much you can afford, even $1. Like if I honestly got $1 for everyone who viewed a video, that'd be crazy. I could come to Australia. And so it's things like that that like allow me to afford to get gum surgery and to keep doing what I do and to create more videos. And at different levels within Patreon, if you look at, it starts at like $1, then there's $5. At the $20 level, you get an extra video each month. And it usually ends up being actually more than just one because I get so many questions, and I'm happy to create more video content for you guys. And then at $50, you get another video on top of that. And on average each month, I think I end up creating 4 extra videos for all of my Patreon patrons at that level. But I'm grateful for each and every one of you doing even $1. It really helps out. And it's just once a month. And you get charged at the first of every month, I believe. And some of you I send... Okay, how do you change how much you give on Patreon? Sydney, you can just go in, I believe, if anybody's on Patreon already, you can go into what you, let me look. Maybe Sean can tell us, but you can go, when you go in to become a Patreon patron, you can go into who you're giving to, and you can edit the amount. And it is only in American dollars, but it will convert to wherever you're from. And I know that the conversion for a lot of you is really terrible, and I totally understand. That's why even $1 helps. And I will be putting out some more videos soon, because it's almost the first of the month, and updating my Patreon videos as a whole. And you can ask questions on there. And you can do all sorts of stuff like that. And the way that the t-shirts work is that if you are at the $40 or above mark, so even if you're in the $50 or if you're paying, you can make up however much you want. It doesn't have to fit the 1 to 5 to 20. You can put in 8 and you get all the benefits from the 1 and the 5. Does that make sense? Let me know if there's any more questions. but you can put in as much as you are able. And if you're over the $40 mark, you get a free monthly t-shirt. And so I know that 40 is more than most people can spend, but it's part of the fact of just like supporting and being a Patreon patron, as well as the cost of shipping it and buying the t-shirt and the paint and creating it and sending it out to you. And then if you're in the $50 mark, I also write you a little card to asking how your days are going and what's going on. A lot of you I've gotten to know, so I'm like checking in with about school or work or whatever. And some of you even get to hang out with me once a month. So there's all sorts of different things, but even $1 helps. And so if you have any questions about Patreon or the t-shirts, and the t-shirts will be sent out monthly, but if you're above the $40 mark, I've messaged many of you and said, hey, would you like the t-shirt instead of the regular monthly gift, which is everything from Post-its and markers to coloring books to fuzzy socks to lotion to bath bombs to everything. Okay? So that's Patreon. If you have any questions, oh, and see, Sammy loves the cards. And maybe he's still making a squirrel shirt. I think so. I asked my friend Courtney about making the shirts, and she's like, we can do whatever you want. Thanks, Nevada Sparkles.
Let's do a guest.
And so that is what it is. And I hope that that helps. And if you have any questions, and as people, I get emails when you guys become, oh, Katarina, yes, I can try to guest you today if I see you waiting. I have 17 people waiting. Woo, woo. Anyway, if you have any questions about Patreon, or I will give those shout outs to people who become Patreon patrons today while we're live, because I get a little email notification. It'll come across the top, and I can tell you thank you. Because it really, oh, thanks, Letitia Lovejoy. So it really, really makes a difference. It really helps me. Oh, Rachel B. She just edited her pledge. Thanks, Rachel B. Woo, woo, woo. And it's okay if you're broke. Like I said, nothing's going to change for you if you can't afford it. And I understand like $1 a month could be too much for some people. Trust me, I'm on a very strict budget, and I totally get it. So if you want to get guested, somebody's asking, you click over on the 3 tabs. We have chat, audience, and guests. Click on the guests, and then click on the green button that looks like a little, oh, thanks, Dawn. Oh, Dawn to Dusk. Aaron is here. Woo. Then you click on the green little, looks like a camera, and then you're in the waiting room for me, and I will find you. Okay, Katarina, you're up. You asked for it. Here you are. And I got my coffee.
Is your desk wobbly?
No?
Okay, I thought it was.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm good. I'm glad you have perfect connection. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
love your hair's all did. You're looking good. So what's going on?
So I was wondering, I am a first semester sophomore in college right now. And I took a year off because I was very anxious and I was having panic attacks and like the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so now I like came back and I have my own apartment and I actually have a service dog.
Oh, is it a beagle?
Yeah,
Maybe?
he's a Beagle Lab mix.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah, and so I'm like all right with that and everything, but now I have this new like anxiety fear about going to class and like having him with me. I know that sounds weird, but like
No, it's like a
like
change coming and getting there, and
yeah, with like I guess I'm like afraid of like people saying like what is he for, or like is that an actual service dog or something like that.
yeah, and I think people are gonna ask. I'd like to say they wouldn't, but I mean, if I even think back to me in college or whatever, first of all, I would have wanted to pet them, and they're not supposed to because they're like working, you know. And so I've gotten to the point now where I always ask, like, oh, is that a service dog? Oh, okay, you know, because otherwise I'll be like, oh, you know. And so I think what my recommendation, first of all, I want to say I'm really proud of you for taking time off.
Mhm.
I know that's a hard decision, and
Yeah.
but it's usually the best decision because otherwise we end up hurting our grades and our own self-esteem, and just overall things get worse. And so I'm really proud of you for doing that. Yay! I wish I could like give us applause. I think I would practice what you would say and how comfortable you feel with it. I think it's perfectly fine. People are or at least in the States, and I think you're in the States, right? It looked like it said US. Yeah. People are pretty used to seeing service dogs. I mean, I had someone in high school even who had epilepsy who had a service dog that would like know if she was going to be having a hard time, I guess. They have like their sixth sense. And so I think the conversation is really easy and people are used to it.
Yes.
But I would definitely try to sit on the edges or, make sure you have space and just kind of in your head, I think it's more planning and preparing for it. And
Mhm.
what would you say? Ooh, Letitia Lovejoy is a new Patreon patron. Um, so do you have any idea of what you might say to people?
Well, I have been saying, because I don't like talking about like anxiety and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But what I have been saying is that because it's sort of true, but not really. I'm not diagnosed or anything. I have
Uh-huh.
like low blood sugar, and he just alerts me to that.
Awesome.
Because like sometimes I do
Dogs,
get low
man.
blood sugar, and it's like really bad, but
Hmm.
he's not. That's not his main thing.
Yeah. Well, and you could just leave it. You could talk about that instead.
Yeah.
And you could say, "Oh, he's my service dog because sometimes I get low blood sugar, and he lets me know because he can sense it." And then you could actually turn the conversation more into like, aren't dogs amazing? Like he can sense it and be
Yeah.
like, he saved my life more than once. And be like, so sorry you can't pet him, but he is adorable, and and I'm grateful for him. And then that's kind of your way out. And so part of my advice, I guess, would be to practice what you're comfortable saying, because we end up having more anxiety about it when we don't know what we're gonna say.
Yeah.
And then we like, I even do that with
Hmm.
things if I haven't like thought about it. So I'd practice, and I know it sounds weird, but I'd practice even saying it out loud to yourself and have a couple of versions of what you're comfortable saying, and then you'll be okay. I think it's more like the anxiety of the unknown,
Yeah.
but it's like going to a new job, right? We're really nervous at first, and then after the first couple of weeks, we're good.
Yeah.
And so give yourself a little time, practice, and then and a lot of people have the dogs too. So that's really cool. Oh, and people want to know what's your dog's name.
His name is Oliver.
Oh, Oliver. Oh, he's so cute. Hi, Ollie. But yeah, so practice and then let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
Once you're in school, then get back in and let us know how it went. But just
Okay.
practice,
Yeah.
okay?
And I have like one more question, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course. Go
Um,
ahead.
so my parents are very worried about me going back to college and being like all alone now that I'm in like an apartment all by myself. So
Uh-huh.
they they want to like make sure that I'm okay and everything. So they're putting like a bunch of pressure on me
Okay.
to like do good, I guess, and they're like saying like get A's and like things that like I normally wouldn't do. Like I'm a B student, so it's like getting like so hard for me and everything. I don't know. It's just like I feel like it's getting like too much, but like I'm still like going to class and everything, but
Yeah,
I feel like
but
it's just
without that pressure.
yeah, I'm like not to their standards, I guess.
Yeah, can you I don't know how easy they are to communicate with. Can you talk to them about it? Maybe like go over to their house to have dinner and know that you're going to talk to them about the pressure and let them know that it's going to take some time for you to get into the groove of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're
And
yeah.
because part of what parents I think don't get is that things take time and it's a process. It's a process, not other way. Process, not perfection. Um, because they're assuming that you're going to get back to school and they wanting you to get 100% on everything, and you're
Mhm.
like, I just want to get back to school. I want to keep my mental health in check and I want to survive.
Yeah.
That's like the goal right now. And so I think, that would be something that I would talk to them about. Or if your therapist like allows them to come, and I mean, that could be something too. Like I've had parents come in just for one session just so I can explain something. Um, yeah, because in truth, if we keep it short and sweet and to the point and we tell our parents what we need from them, I find that they respond best. And try to make sure that when you're talking with them, there's no blaming. It's not like, oh, you're stressing me out because you're saying this. I would come at it from like a love space. So I would say, I love you guys and I'm so thankful for your support. I just felt I need to talk with you because I want to make sure that your expectations are in line with what I'm able to deliver. And then, walking them through what your hopes are and goals are for the semester. And then say, I'm happy to keep talking you about this every semester, but that's where I'm at, and I think that that's a good place to be. Are you on board with that too? And it's kind of, instead of being like, you need to do this, and then it's not a fight, it's more of a conversation, and then hopefully they can say, oh, yeah, usually parents don't realize. And so a lot of times just having that nice conversation can allow them to all of a sudden notice, and then for them to say, oh, you're right. Yeah, I'm sorry. We didn't, because usually they just want what's best for you.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that they're being turds.
Yeah.
So give that a try and see if that makes it better. If it ends up turning into a fight, let me know and we can come up with other resolutions. But usually just the conversation is maybe what they're wanting, because they don't know. They don't even know what to expect or how you're feeling. Mm-hmm. So is that helpful?
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course. Thanks for being on, and keep us posted, okay? Let us know how school goes with Ollie or Oliver. Okay. Bye, Katerina.
Bye.
Okay. I texted you. Okie dokie. And I didn't want to miss, but I also wanted to hear her question. We got some new Patreon patrons. Abby K is a new Patreon patron. Woo, woo, woo. And Sophie Pachart. Am I saying that right? Sophie P. Woo, woo. And I think I said Letitia Lovejoy. Thank you guys so much for figuring it out and hopping in. You guys have no idea how helpful this is. And maybe if we reach, I don't know yet, but maybe if we reach a certain goal, we could maybe set it as a group. Maybe I'll go back to doing some more old school FAQs. Carly let me know that people have been missing those. I could do it from my phone like old school, Katie, maybe. Okay, thanks Carly, you're the best. Okie dokie. Ooh, calico cats. So I love a calico cat. My mom has a new calico cat, you guys, and it is adorable. Her name is Polly, and they called her Polly because whatever it's called, she has like extra thumbs. I just love it. I love it because she's different. I love it because she's so cute, and I just love it so much. Okay, here's a question from Patreon. And that's a cool thing too, you guys. On live streams, I go over, if you've noticed, and I answer some of your questions. And if I don't answer them in live stream, I try to get through as many of them as I can after. And, try to get through those as much as possible as well. Okay, so I had a really good question. It says, Amy asks, any advice to tackle fears of judgment? I can barely walk down the street because I'm scared to look or glance of anyone that makes me think negatively. When I do tackle it, I walk looking at the ground, but then think that people are going to think I'm weird and spend ages worrying about that. I'm so scared of judgment. How do I get out of this cycle? In truth, I know you guys are going to laugh because I've said this before over and over for different things, but when it comes to confidence, judgment, self-esteem, whatever you want to call it, not believing we can do something, however you want to verbalize it. Oh, thanks, Laura. Woo, woo. I think it all has to do, I've got some the other one, the yellow one. Sorry, Sean is helping me, but I wasn't very specific. I have a new mug I want to use because somebody sent it to me and I washed it up and I used it yesterday and I washed it again and then I forgot and then I just did this one for today, but I had a plan. It's in the cup. Do you see it? He found it. Okay. But when we worry about judgment and we worry about being ourselves and being out in the world, unless something has happened, okay? Because then that's more like managing bullying. Unless something has happened, the worry is coming from within. Thanks, baby. Ta-da. Okay. Now we're ready. Look at this cool mug. Sorry, I had to swap my coffee over. Ooh, it's running down the side. I made a mess, you guys. Okay. So, unless something's happened to us on the outside, it's coming from within, and it's the conversation that we have with ourselves. And so for Amy, the person asking this question, I would notice what you're saying about it, and then I do, like I say, I talk back to it in a positive way. I do some fact checking, like, hey, has anything happened that is causing me to believe this? Has anybody said anything that makes me think this is true? Because chances are nothing's happened. And so just be a little gentle with yourself. Give yourself time to come around. It takes a while for us to believe those things. Even if we don't, fake it till we make it kind of thing. Know that it's completely okay to fake it, to not believe yourself when you say the positive things, but keep with it because it does get better. Okay? So, Susanna's asking if I put sour cream in it. We got milk. Don't worry. Look, it's running everywhere. I think I made a big mess. No, I don't think it was you, sweetie. I think it was me. I think it was when I was trying to pour from one cup into the other. Sophie Joe, yuck. Yeah, it was like a few live streams ago, I was like, we have no food. We didn't have any milk, but all we had was sour cream. And I ended up putting coconut milk in it, but it got all chunky and weird. So I know, you guys. Remember Alexander, the sour cream. But it's the Hufflepuff. Oh, somebody asked if I will ever have kids. Good question. Right now, no. We will not ever have kids. Sean and I don't.
I'm a handful by myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You guys saw him the other day. But so far, I know, right, Carly? Sorry. Sour cream and onion coffee. That sounds tasty. Amanda said, #manchild.
What?
No, in truth, I'm happy with my life the way it is, and having a child I don't think would add to that. And that's really where I leave it. I love kids. A lot of my friends are having children right now because I'm 33, so it's kind of like the age where people are starting to have kids. And I love them, and I love seeing them and babysitting and hanging out and all of that, and I spend a lot of time with them. But for us, no children. Oh, but I want to get a puppy. As soon as we move, which means it's a while. We have to make more monies. Because right now we're rent controlled, and this is like all we can afford. So we're kind of staying. But we can't have dogs here, so no dogs. Okay. Jennifer asked a question. New medication and I feel worse. I've only been on it for 2 weeks. Should I be concerned or just push through? This is a good question. If we are starting a new medication, we can at the beginning feel bad and have certain side effects that come up that we didn't have before. Okay? That's very normal. However, your doctor should have talked to you about those, and they should have told you what's expected, what's normal. Oh, thanks, Dawn to Dusk. Woo, woo, woo. Oh, Emily B asked that question in a bit. Yes, Marjorie, child-free, not childless. Exactly. Ask that later. And so if your doctor hasn't told you what side effects to expect, call them. Ask them. Because if you feel worse, that's really important to talk to them about. And I know it can take up to 4 weeks for the full effect of the medicine sometimes to come to fruition, I guess, for lack of a better term. And so if we're not to that 4-week period, like Jennifer's only 2 weeks in, they may tell us to tough it out, but it's important that we speak up and we talk to them to make sure that what we're experiencing is normal. Because if this is like a serious side effect or something that's not going to go away, why waste 2 weeks feeling like shit waiting for it to get better? Okay, so I would call them, Jen. I would call them tomorrow, figure it out, and let them know what you're experiencing, okay? You guys, I love, what is this like Nancy Day, she gave a pita sandwich. It's like falafel. It looks like falafel. It looks delicious. It's do you get different stickers every day maybe? Okay, Ava, yes, if you have a question, you can ask it in the chat, or you can ask it just like you sent that over to me, or, I can guest you, any number of things. Yeah, Wascally, I love falafel too. Oh, there's the falafel. Woo, 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 yum, yum. Is it just stickers? Oh, now there's lots of falafel. Okay, and somebody asked a question. I told you to ask it again. I don't remember what it was, but I'd said just ask it again because it's a good question. Okay, Kathleen has a good question. She says, can you talk about silence in therapy? It really raises my anxiety. How do I deal with it? In truth, as the therapist, it doesn't really bother me. It's kind of part of the process because sometimes things are hard or difficult, or I'm giving you time to put your thoughts together. Thanks, Erin. Woo, woo. And so I think... Oh, and then Layla says, silence-related question. Do you hold eye contact when there's silence in session? Off and on. I don't want them to feel like I'm like staring them down, like, hey, hey. Ooh, Steve S is subscribed. Woo, woo. That's okay. Sean, will you get Pop Alex's question? They're spamming the same question. He says, sorry, but Pop Alex 12345, if you see it. If you send it again, Alex, Sean will capture it for me so you don't have to keep sending it. And so I don't really make a ton of eye contact, but I make it periodically so they know, especially if my client struggles with dissociation, sometimes having them know that I'm there and being able to make eye contact, like Alexa said, it's funny that I did that before I knew that, but it can help bring them back and help them feel safe enough. And so that I do make enough eye contact so that if they do, try to come out of it and they see me, then we can kind of come back to it and continue our work. But as far as the silence itself goes, I'll let it linger for a while maybe, I know this doesn't sound like a long time, but like 3 to 5 minutes, but that can feel like a zillion minutes, trust me. And I'll let it hang, and then I'll prompt again and try to get an answer, or try to, you know, try to move it along. And maybe I need to ask it in a different way, but I want to give, my clients time. Oh, hi, Steve. Good morning. Good morning. So yeah, and Layla says, I love making eye contact, helps me stay in the moment. Yeah, and so those are the things that I do. I know, I forget who it was that asked the original question, but saying that it gave you anxiety. If it really bothers you and you're really uncomfortable, let your therapist know. Talk about it. And then you can have a conversation about, why they let it linger, why you don't want to let it linger. That sounds like a song, Let It Linger. Like from the Cranberries? No, it's not. I'm just making it up. But anyways, yeah. So I think that those are my thoughts on it. Talk about it. It's okay. It's okay to not know what to say all the time, but just let your therapist know. Okay, let's guess someone. Hey, Jennifer. Woo, woo. Hey, everybody. Okay. Stein, are you ready? And then I think we have Danny in there who was on before. We'd love to hear an update. Let's see if we can get Stein on.
Country is BE.
Hi.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm fine, okay?
I'm glad you could be on. Where are you from? It said BE. Is that Belgium?
Yes.
Oh, yay. Okay. I'm getting pretty good at guessing. So what's up? What's going on?
Um, uh, I didn't expect this.
Oh, do you want me to wait? Do you want to come back and try again?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back. So just hop back in when you're ready, or you can ask it in chat if that's easier, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Of course. Good to see your face.
Bye.
Bye. It can be stressful, right? It can be makes you nervous. And I think, like, oh my God, you guys, speaking of which, I saw 2 comments, one from Marjorie and one from Connor. Oh, Lee is subscribed. Woo, woo. I saw them on my very first video. I approved them because I talked about how awkward I was in the first videos. But, it's hard. Like Stein said, I wasn't expecting this. And when you're on camera for the first time, you're like, I don't know what to do with my hands. And so it can be really awkward and funny. Okay. Oh, Bex Lep, you said how to talk to parents about self-harming. I actually have a video about that. So just search self-harm parents Kati Morton. It should come up. Oh, it's too long, Ava. Okay. Well, if you put it in the chat itself, I'll have Sean look for it. Ava98. Or if you want a guest, I'll look for you too, Ava. That's fine also. Let's see. We've got Danny. We're going to make Danny a guest. She was in a while, probably 2 weeks ago now. Oh, forgiveness. Cecilia, that's a really good question.
Come on, connection, come on.
Be our guest. Be our guest. Hi, Danny.
Hi.
So how's everything going?
It's going okay. Friday was crazy because actually I wanted to share a little bit of this with everyone because I kind of want to say, like, no matter like what you've been through, you can do really cool things. Like on Friday, I auditioned for America's Got Talent as a singer.
I saw on Twitter.
Yeah, and it was like a really cool experience, and like I really like pushed out of my comfort zone, and yes.
Yeah. It was so cool, you guys. Yay.
Yeah. So.
And for anybody, if you're going to build on what we talked about before, let us know what you're building on. So if anybody wasn't on the last time, they kind of know what was going on. Cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the audition?
Yes.
Oh, so basically, America's Got Talent is a show here in the States where it shows talent. It's in many different countries, like there's Britain's Got Talent, etc., etc., and the one here in the U.S. is called America's Got Talent. And basically what I did is I went to New York City, I signed up, and I auditioned. So.
And what is it that you did?
I sang. I'm a singer.
Yay! What are you, an alto or are you soprano?
Soprano.
Oh,
definitely.
oh, very cool, very cool.
Yeah.
Yay!
Sing it in time like a soprano.
Sean's making a Sopranos joke, like the show.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, thanks, Stein, for the tip. So what's going on this week?
Actually, I have 2 questions. One's like a little short, and then one's a little bit longer.
That's fine. Perfect.
So mostly this month, it was definitely like, I don't know, like I deal with an anxiety disorder, and mostly this month it was a lot of like of like the depression side hitting a lot, and actually in the end of December to the beginning of January, mostly like the beginning of January, like the first week, I was
Yeah.
really, really struggling. Like it was really hard for me to like do a lot of things, and I
Uh-huh.
was actually on vacation, so
Makes it harder sometimes,
yeah,
yeah.
like there was stuff going on with like a friend, and it was a mess. So the question I have like related to that is like sometimes when I'm in one of those states, I kind of feel like very like kind of like unloved, or just like I have like all these bad thoughts, and sometimes like even like yesterday it was like anxiety and depression mixed, so I felt like I couldn't apply my skills because the depression part was like there but the anxiety was there, so it was very confusing to like
Yeah,
figure it
to have
out.
both happening at the same time, kind of.
Yeah, so it was like I felt like numb and empty, but at the same time my body was so restless.
Yeah.
So, my question basically is like, how do I kind of like get out of like those like, like when I'm in those like really bad states, like how do I get out of those? Because sometimes when I'm in those, it gets so hard just to, you know, like that week that I had, like I wasn't talking to friends, I wasn't telling anyone anything, which for me is very, very unusual. I will tell basically everyone when something's going on, like my friends and family, like I'll tell them, but I didn't say a word. So like
Yeah.
it's hard for me to get out of
So
those.
what do I do? And
Yeah.
in truth, I don't know if you're seeing a therapist or psychiatrist, but let them
Yeah.
know that this is happening. Okay, so let them know that you're feeling them both at the same time, because as a therapist, that's like kind of a dangerous time,
Mhm.
because especially if we've had any suicidal thoughts, not that that's what you're saying, but just for anybody out there who may be experiencing the same thing, that's when people usually attempt suicide, because we feel like shit, but we're also really restless and we have energy, and it's a really dangerous place. And so if anybody's out there and you're struggling with it, please tell your people, tell your supports, call 911, take yourself to the hospital, any of that stuff. But the way to kind of get out of it, which sounds kind of weird, is anything like tactile. And that means like taking a hot shower, going for a walk, like anything where you can, like, you're moving, and even having putty in your hands.
Yeah, I have that.
Like coloring can help, especially since you weren't talking to anybody. I'm not going to tell you to talk to them, but texting, sometimes some of my clients will text because they don't feel safe enough to call or to say it in person.
Mhm.
Journaling, but the best thing is just to keep yourself moving in some way. I even have clients, in, as weird as it sounds, doing puzzles really helps. And so we kind of have to distract ourselves until we get out of that space, because it doesn't tend to last for too long, but it still sucks. Every like hour feels like forever, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but a lot of the like movement things can help. I even have a client who does like this, it's like a yoga class, but it's like you're in the sling, like a little silk thing. Anyway, it helps her because she has mixed episodes of bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
It'll help her like ground. So anything you can do that'll keep you moving, or touching things, moving your hands, that tends to help my clients the most. But keep us posted. Have you tried any of that stuff before? Or does anybody in the chat have any other ideas? Oh, knitting. Somebody says knitting works too.
Yeah, like after like I got a little better, like yesterday I was in kind of like depression, anxiety, but then that like the depression side of it went away, and it was full blown anxiety. And I did try to like use putty and just like help my just try to get through the best I could, and I
Right.
did like go out, like what I'll do usually is like I'll go outside, I'll throw some music on, but then afterwards I always get a really bad headache, so I always have to eat something afterwards to
Okay, well, that might be just part of your plan, right? Like I do
yeah.
my thing and then I have a snack or a meal. And some people are saying also that they color, that really helps them. And there's fidget cubes you can get.
Yeah, I've
And
seen
then, yeah, those are really cool. I looked into getting those to send out for the Patreon patrons, but they were sold out everywhere, which
yeah.
is a good thing. But then somebody said sand trays. Manda said sand trays help her too. Um, so yeah, just different things like that. I think that you're on the right track. And I know it sucks and it's uncomfortable. That's why I want you to tell your team, because I have some clients who will take medication just during that time, like something that helps in the moment because it's so uncomfortable. But also just having a plan, can help you feel less hopeless. Oh, somebody says I even fold laundry.
Oh.
And your mom might like that, or your a roommate. So what's the other question then? You said there's that one and then there's another,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so like I had a friend sleep over last night, and usually she comes over here because sometimes I'm not the most comfortable like sleeping over at other people's like houses. That's just me. And also like especially like at her house, like it's like we're always like sleeping in the basement on these couches or something.
Oh
Like
yeah, it's a little
yeah,
like.
like I always feel very uncomfortable. But she starts like she was talking to me. She's like, oh, you gotta start like branching out, like sleeping over at my house or going to other people's houses, sleep over, blah blah blah. College is coming up, etc. And like I get that. I went to camp for 3 weeks, and I told her like that's a big step for me. But I also think she doesn't completely understand my aspect where she's coming from, and she's always like, I feel like you always have anxiety when I'm around you, and I'm like, I told her I can't control that. That's just my body of wanting to do its thing. I can control how it plays out, but I can't control when it comes and goes. And
No.
yeah, it's just like I feel like it's like she's one of my really really close friends, and she gets that what I'm dealing with is really hard, but I feel like she just doesn't understand like the aspect like it's coming from, if that makes sense. So like I'm not really sure
Like,
what.
how do you explain it to her?
Yeah.
And it's not, you're doing a great job to be truthful, like telling her. I think maybe, and correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like maybe she's taking it personally. Like she thinks she's doing something.
I told her like the whole thing with her at her house has nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
Even like one of my other really close friends, I went to sleep over at her house in Pennsylvania not too long ago, and I'm super close to her, and I even felt uncomfortable there. So
Yeah.
it's common.
And it's common in general. Like it doesn't even have to be related to anxiety. Even as a kid, I didn't really like doing sleepover things for a while when I was younger. I'd like wake up in the middle of the night and be like, "Where's my mom and dad?" So like, and that was even as I even got older, I wasn't comfortable. So a lot of people just aren't comfortable at sleepovers. But I think maybe it's telling her that like it's not you, it's not anything you've done. It's just the way that I like what way I feel when I do sleepovers. It's hard for me. I mean, like it doesn't mean that I don't care for you. It doesn't mean that I don't want to. But if you can just work with me, I'm doing my best. And sometimes it might be okay, but other times it won't, And you can even mention like, hey, I went to that camp for 3 weeks and that was a huge challenge for me.
Yeah, I
And
told her.
yeah, and it might just be repeating kind of what I think you're already doing a great job explaining it. And we can't control people understanding or not because she has, and part of it might be explaining like your perspective because it sounds like she might be taking it a little personally and thinking like something is, there's something she's done or not done or could have done or whatever, or, it's something to do with her. And so I think I would keep saying what you're saying and, telling her it's nothing to do with you. It's just something that happens and this happened, I did this and this was a huge step for me, but I can't do it all the time. And that's why I keep wanting to, because I do. It's just hard.
Yeah.
And I know that that's not like, there's no right answer because we don't know what she's going to say or how she's going to feel, but we can't control that. We can only control what we say. And I think you're doing a great job explaining it. First of all, the fact that you were like, it's not a certain thing. I don't know when my anxiety, it's just the way my body's responding. I have no control. Like that's great because a lot of people don't even know how to express that, but it can come out of nowhere for no reason.
Yeah, that's how it always goes for me. I'm just like, oh, do my thing, and then bam, it comes. I'm like, wait, what the heck's going on?
Yeah, and I mean, I have some videos about like common misconceptions about anxiety. I don't know if she'd be open to watching those. That might help too.
Yeah.
Sometimes hearing it from someone else, and you could be like, oh, I just stumbled across this video. It really explained it. If you feel like it explains something, that can help too. But you're doing a great job. And it sometimes also, as a side note, is that sometimes it takes people a little while to digest what we've said and understand it.
Yeah.
And so maybe we just need to give her a beat. Let her try to understand. We'll keep saying the same thing, and sooner or later she'll come around to it. And if not, we can't force her to,
Yeah.
So, but keep us posted. You're doing a great job, and congratulations on the audition. I don't want to forget about that. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, no, thank you. Apparently the producer really liked me. My mom said the producer looked at you and concentrated on you like almost no one else. So, by the end of
Sounds even good.
by the end of February, we should find something out. But keep an eye out for me on TV because
I will.
they were filming something, and I was there was a person who was playing Donald Trump, and I shook his hand in like a little
Okay.
line thing.
Okay, I'll start looking because we don't have regular cable TV, but
Yeah.
I'll look on YouTube for like, Everybody's
Yeah.
Got Talent, Danny. Okay. Yay! That's so awesome. Congratulations. Thanks for being on.
Thank you.
And keep us posted. I know it's hard with friends and everything, but
Yeah, it's like this month is really, really difficult, so just
Yeah.
trying to push through the hard times.
we're almost done. We've got 2 more days.
Yay.
And it'll be a new month. Exactly. Well, good to see you, Danny. Thanks for keeping us posted.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, honey.
Bye.
Yeah, that's so cool, you guys. We'll have to look for her. If anybody finds that clip and I haven't seen it,
Who's floating across the screen?
I know. It's when I think whoever's face just floated across the screen. I think if you don't put in a comment before you do that, it just has you go across. But if you have something you want to say, ooh, Nikki Fitch, 400 likes. Woo, 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 woo. You guys, 13.6 thousand likes.
Shy.
Anyway, but if you don't put the comment in, I think your head just goes across. It's like movie credits. It totally is.
It's kind of good.
I love it.
To do a little advertising.
Uh-huh.
Visit Merle's Vacuum Cleaning.
Jeez,
know.
it is. Sean's like making up things funny. Okay. Nakarat says, and I don't know if I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm not. It says, why do I like being sad even though I'm a happy person? I think a lot of us find solace in feeling sad. And I know that sounds kind of crazy or silly, but especially if we struggle with depression or we've been depressed for a while, it can be like comforting because it's kind of normal. Oh, thanks, Johan. Woo woo. And so that can be part of it. Another part, and this is something that's interesting, and I don't know if you guys will agree or disagree, but I find my clients who are teenagers and kind of in that like hormonal shift space where they're, it's like puberty-ish, and we're also figuring out who we are and what's going on. Being sad can make us feel really, I don't want to use like a big word, but it's like, it can make us feel really like inside, like we can really touch base with like all of our emotion, everything that's going on. We feel so in touch with ourselves and what we're thinking, and we can enjoy the sadness because the sadness, maybe that's when we write our poetry, when we color, when we cry, and it feels so good. And in a way, I think it's partially a self-care thing where it helps us like tap into that because we need it. And so if you enjoy being sad, even though you're a happy person, there's nothing wrong with it as long as it's not impairing your ability to function in your life. If you are so sad that you don't want to see your friends and you don't go to school or go to work or do your homework or get your projects done or whatever it may be, if it's impairing that, that's when it's a problem. But if it's not and you enjoy it sometimes, I enjoy crying sometimes. I'll watch Grey's Anatomy just to get my cry on, and there's nothing wrong with that. And sad music, and so know that it's not bad to enjoy being sad sometimes, but if it's impairing your ability to do your things in your daily life, then talk to someone about it. Reach out, talk to your doctor, therapist, psychiatrist, whoever. Reach out and see someone. Okay? I know.
Sam
What?
is trying to ask you a question, but I don't know where it is.
Who?
Sansdell? I don't know. They said, can you see their question?
Oh, Denise. Okay.
The
What do you think of clients who don't cry in session? Oh, and somebody let Layla know how to get more coins. She's asking about how to get more coins. People who don't cry in session, it depends on what's going on. A lot of my clients don't cry because that's not how they express. Like some of them express it through anxiety and anger. You don't have to cry, but if you want to and you feel like you can't, then that's something that we'll talk about because often it's just a protective mechanism, like it's never been safe to be that vulnerable or let yourself cry. And I have clients who don't like to cry because it makes them feel, too vulnerable. And so we'll talk about that and where that comes from and when's the last time they cried. I do think crying is really cathartic. Cathartic meaning it helps you get it out and it feels good to get it out. I think that crying can be really great, but I don't think that it's 100% necessary and you have to. Thanks, Lisa T. Woo woo. And so sometimes we'll go through bouts where we can't cry for a bit, or if we're on an SSRI or an SNRI, an antidepressant, some people find that then they just can't cry. Like it took away that ability and they don't really know why, that they can't cry anymore. But that also could be a side effect. And if that bothers you, then talk to your psychiatrist, your doctor, therapist about it so that you make sure that you don't have to deal with the side effect that, you don't like. So that would be my thought about that. Yeah, and I'm not sure how to say this name. Neum or Nime? I'm sorry, I'm totally butchering it, and I apologize. Thanks, Nevada Sparkles. Of course, Denise, happy to answer it. Says, I want to cry, but I can't, like, ever. Then that's something that I would, if you want to follow me on here, you just have to fan me. Someone's asking about that. I think it was, I saw it went by so fast. I recognized the face, but I didn't see the name. But if you're wanting to follow, Karen, yeah. You can, it's just fanning me. I don't know how that works. Somebody let Karen know. But, if you can't cry and you want to talk to someone about it, because it could be a side effect of medication, it could be feeling too hopeless that like crying's not going to help anything. It could be a bunch of different things, but if you're wanting to and you can't, it's important to talk about it. Okay, let's go into Patreon and answer a few more questions. Sydney asks, what's your opinion on taking classes that could be triggering for you? I'm currently taking a gerontology class. What's that mean, guys? Gerontology? Gerontology?
Gerontology.
Gerontology?
It's the scientific study of old age.
Oh,
The process of aging.
geriatric. Okay.
Yep.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Google.
No, I knew the answer.
Oh, and it even says at the end, the study of aging. Sorry, guys, I jumped the gun. And my grandmother just passed away 3 months ago. I feel the anxiety come up when we're talking about grandparents and stuff like that, and I don't know if I drop, and I know if I drop it, I won't graduate on time, but at the same time, I'm grieving about it, and I don't know if I should stay in the class or not. I honestly, sorry guys, my computer was wobbly there for a second. I think that if you're already struggling with a mental health issue, whether that be an eating disorder, and I've gotten clients out of gym class, out of health class, out of anything like that, like a dietitian type class, because it's not good for their mental health. If you're struggling with a mental health issue and a class is really triggering, I find being honest with your teacher and the staff about it is the best thing to do, because often they'll allow you either more time on tests or they'll allow you to take it later over the summer. So I know that you said you won't graduate on time, but if it's going to make your mental health worse, I think it's worth graduating a little bit later, because life is, we don't want to make our mental health so bad just in order to do something on time when we really need to work on in our own time, in our own time frame when things are going on. So if any of you out there are in a class or have to take something for work and like a certain type of certification and you find it too triggering and it's too difficult and it's making your mental health worse, I would encourage you to be honest, speak up to your teachers, speak up to your HR department or your boss, and just let them know and see what other options there are that are available. They might cater to you and allow you to still graduate on time, and just make certain things different based on what works for you and what is or isn't triggering. Or it may just be withdrawing for now and not getting a withdrawal on your record and being able to take it later. But honestly, the best thing to do is to talk to them about it, because then they end up working with us better. Thanks, Pop Alex. Woo, 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 woo. So I hope that helps. I know that that's really hard and really stressful, but know that it's okay. We all go through it. And just like the first person that I guested, I think it was Katarina, she had taken time off, and I thought that was really, really brave of her. And it's honestly ends up giving us the best result. Okay. Let's see. Let's guess. Oh, yeah, 15,000 likes, you guys. Can we get it to 30 today? Oh, Ava, here you are. Oh, answer the bold type chat. Oh, I didn't. Sorry, Sean takes notes for me so I don't miss something. Someone asked how much it was to subscribe, what ends up costing you per month on here, and it's $4.99. Sean looked it up for me. So that's, bye, Michaela. I'm glad you're able to get on for a while. And so that's how much it costs per month if you want to subscribe to me on here. And that gives you the stickers and the ability to have things go across the screen. You get playbacks. Bold text so I can find your questions easier. I could turn on the subscriber-only chat mode.
So Pop Alex keeps asking, saying answer your question, but I don't see the question come out.
Okay, Pop Alex, if you want to re-put your question in, I'll have Sean look for it, or if anybody sees it, let us know, because we don't see it in the, having two Emily B's. Don't worry, Emily B. The pictures are different, and I know each of you. I know who is which one. But anyways, so if you want to put your question in again, Sean will look for it, okay? Ava, we're going to have you on. I know you waited since last time and wanted to be guested or get your question answered, so here we go. And there are 2 Laylas, too. Oh, yeah, Layla SVU and Layla LMP.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm okay.
Do you have
Uh,
dreadlocks?
yeah,
Such cool hair. And where are you from? I haven't seen that abbreviation before.
I'm from Austria. It's the
Oh, you said
country under
AP.
Germany.
How exciting.
Yeah,
Yay.
yeah,
You have a
excellent.
perfect connection.
Yay.
Yay, yay. Okay, so what's going on, sweetie? Thanks for your patience and for coming on today and everything.
It's okay. Um, well, I've been clean, like I've self-harm free for like 9 weeks, and I'm really scared of relapsing, and I don't know what to do, and I feel like a failure if I relapse, and yeah.
I think that's really common. Congratulations on the 9 weeks. Every day, every hour is a reason to celebrate. I know that's something I work a lot with my clients on, is just the acceptance of the process of it, because the truth about it is that and I don't mean to say this to be a downer, but we're going to have relapses. Life gets really stressful, things come up. We have a hard time, and it's our number one go-to coping skill until we replace it. And it takes a while for us to replace it. But know that if you do slip up, it's not like you're back at square one. I know that people like to count days, they like to count months, they like to count years that they've been self-harm free. And I always encourage my clients not to do that, because I want them to celebrate the moments when you want to and you don't. I know that sounds really silly, but every time that you have an urge and you don't, hooray! Party, that's me throwing confetti. Because otherwise we think like, oh, it's all lost, I'm back to day one. And then sometimes I'll have clients that are like, fuck it. And they just want to keep doing it. Instead of thinking, oh, I just didn't win that time, but I'm going to win next time. And, I'm going to try my skills. And so know that it's always the wrong shoulder. It is a process, not perfection. Pew! And so it does take time. It does take practice, but you're stronger than it. You've already proven that. And sometimes we're going to have those tough times where we can't fight, but that doesn't negate the fact that you can beat it and you are stronger than it. It just means
Yeah,
you had a rough go,
my therapist already told me that it's okay if I relapse, and it's it's a process, and that
Mhm.
it's not like the world goes down if I cut one more time or something like that. But it's so hard to accept this, and
I
for
know.
me, I have intense fear of failure, like in school and everywhere, and yeah.
Yeah, and I think maybe that comes more out of like how you talk to yourself about things and like wanting to do everything perfect. And so that might be more what we work on than actually like staying self-harm free for X amount of days or years or whatever, because in life things are going to go our way and they're not going to go our way. But as long as we still hang in there, we still try, we still get back up, it's going to be okay. And I mean, we all have to remind ourselves of that. And even for me, like I always tell myself, I'm like, life's got my back. Things will work out. It doesn't have to be perfect. We can still do it. And it sounds so simple, but it's hard to believe it. But maybe put some post-it notes up of some positive things like it, that are like moving towards a non-perfect outlook, like process, not perfection, or it doesn't have to be perfect to get finished. And just even though you might not believe it now, if you read them over and over and over, you can slowly like soak it up and maybe accept it. But give yourself time. It's okay. And I think just reminding yourself that it'll be okay is good. And I'm glad your therapist is like the same. She thinks the same as I do. So I'm really, really glad that she does. And it's okay. I have a lot of clients that feel that way, and it just takes time. But I don't know. It just takes time. I wish it was an easy answer where I'm like, just do this and presto fixo. But it's more like just be gentle with yourself. You're working really hard and you're doing great. So hang in there. Okay?
Yeah, thanks. And I'm
Okay.
sorry for being so annoying with the
You're
questions.
not annoying. Thanks for being patient. I'm glad that we were able to get you on.
Thank you.
Of course. Good to see you, Ava.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Ooh, and we got a new Patreon pledge. Woo, woo, woo. Thanks, Joanne R. Woo, woo. We got a new one. We got a new one. Thank you to all my Patreon patrons. And sorry I spent so much time at the beginning talking about it, but I got a lot of questions. And so I wanted people to make sure that they understand. Thanks, Amanda. That they understand what it is and how it works. Okay, so I'm going to answer a couple more questions here, and then I'm going to do my mail haul. Are we ready?
Mail haul.
Mail
We need a
haul.
song for that.
We do. Okay, Alphalba says, I got diagnosed with ADHD, and when I tell people, ooh, stop moving. When I tell people, they often question the diagnosis. Do you have ideas on how to respond to that? Ugh, the stigma of ADHD. Bless you. Wow.
That was rude. Sorry.
That was rude. How are you supposed to stop yourself from sneezing and think your head would explode?
I know.
Oh, Amanda, yes, I'll get into the Patreon one next. Everybody says bless you. So, the stigma with ADHD is intense, and a lot of people just think that it means that we, just can't stay focused for like hours on end, which nobody can, by the way. It's like 45 minutes tops. Mostly people, it's like 30 minutes. So I think part of it would be explaining. And first of all, before I even get into this, you don't have to explain shit to people. If they don't want to believe that you're struggling and they want to negate a diagnosis that you have and something you're getting treated for, and they're like expressing that to you, fuck them. In a nice way. No, not in a nice way. Just more like, don't be an asshole. Why would someone say that? If someone said they had cancer, someone wouldn't say to them, are you sure? I mean, a lot of people are saying they have cancer now. It's very cool, and a lot of people are taking medication for it. No. Why do people think they can say that about mental health issues? Of course, Ava. She says, and bless you, Sean. You're very welcome. So that just really, I get annoyed with that because that's not how you talk to people. And so if you find people saying that, and they're people that you really want to explain it to, and they're people you interact with a lot, so you think it's really important for them to know, I would honestly say, I would explain how it feels for you. And I would say, the way I always go into conversations when I want my point to be heard is I first take an effort and make an effort to say what I think they're saying so they feel heard. Okay? So I will say like, oh, I totally hear you. I know a lot of people are being diagnosed and a lot of people are on medication. You're right. I mean, I've heard that too. I hear you. So they know that you heard them. Then we come in with our point and I can say, but the way it feels for me is that I will literally feel so uncomfortable. I struggle to not, shout out in the middle of meetings, and it's made it hard in school or at work. I even have trouble watching movies and just relaxing. I'm unable to relax. However it feels for you, you can give a few examples and then just say, and the treatment I'm getting is really helping. So whatever you want to call it, even if you don't believe it's ADHD, whatever you want to call it, I'm feeling better. And then just leave it at that. Because if they want to, we're not there to argue diagnosis with them. They're not a mental health professional and they don't really get to say shit because they don't know anything. And if they're going to judge you, then that might give you a better idea of like, hey, do I want to spend time with them or not? Or do I really like them or not? Or any of that. And so I think, just not engaging the least amount, but also being respectful of the fact of hearing them. Oh, bye, Nikki. I'm glad you're able to get on. Oh, I love the Kenyans. I love that, Denise. That's so cool. So anyway.
How'd they do that? So talented.
I know, they're so talented. So anyway, that would be my advice because we don't need to get into an argument about it. They're not a mental health professional, but I understand if there's someone in your life and they're bothering you, that we need to have something we can say. And so first, say that you heard them and you understand where they're coming from, and then give your piece, and then call it a day. If they want to argue, you can say, this is just something I want to argue with you about. I'm feeling better and I'm grateful for the help. Done. Walk away. Okay? Now I'm going to go over to Patreon, answer a question. I'm going to guess someone. Oh, then I got to do my mail. Let's not forget. Find someone's question because they asked to load more comments. We have 33 questions, you guys. Okay. My restriction question. Oh, Amanda had asked a question on the live stream on Friday, and she says, sometimes I get where I just don't want to eat. I used to not eat at all, and now I don't get hungry a lot. I don't want to get fat. I don't want to eat. Some days I eat normal, sometimes nothing. People will ask how long it's been, and I think it's been like X number of days. It's just, I'm not sure. I purposely and sometimes literally don't realize that I restrict, but is it an eating disorder? Yes. That's the short answer, Amanda, and I know that that's, you know. Oh, of course, Laura. I'm so glad that you like the live streams. Oh, thanks, Ava. Woo woo. So, yes, it's an eating disorder. The reason that I say that is, and I'm going to read directly from it, I don't want to get fat. And I used to not eat at all, and now I don't get hungry a lot. Okay, so when we struggle with an eating disorder, it can really fuck with our ability to keep in touch with our body and do intuitive eating. So much so that we, oh, how do you turn on bold? Yours should be, Emily, since you're a subscriber.
If they click their own icon in chat, like they click their little button, then the tree button comes up.
Oh, if you click your own icon in the chat, Emily, then it will...
There's like a tree button. You click the tree button.
You click a tree button,
over.
Sean said, and then it slides over to a green.
I used all mine. You get 30 of them.
Oh, you only get 30 of them. Okay, hope that helps. So anyway, it really fucks with our ability to tell when we're hungry or full. To go back to the question. Sorry, guys, I get distracted. And so then our body won't feel hungry when it's hungry, and it won't feel full when it's full, and we feel like we can't trust it, which leads to more anxiety and more eating disorder behavior. And the fear of gaining weight comes along with all of the eating disorders, essentially. And so we use food to cope and not... oh, yeah, okay, yay. Yeah, you got it, Emily. You're welcome. So anyways, that's kind of how that works. And that's why I would say it's an eating disorder. Because in truth, and I know... a lot of people are like, what? And I was on a podcast at Rooster Teeth that's going to come out next Thursday if you're subscribed to them, and Friday if you're not. We talk about this, and one of the people on the podcast with me was like, what? And I was like, you should always eat when you're hungry and stop when you're full. And if you ever feel like you can't, like in truth, food and feelings should not be connected. They should be totally separate. I should eat and as I'm hungry, stop when I'm full, no matter what's going on in my life. I can be maxed out and I'm still like, oh, I'm just eating when I'm hungry, I'm stopping when I'm full, because my body needs it. And that's the energy I need. And if we're restricting or overeating as a way to cope with something that's going on, oh, bye, Amy, I'm glad you were able to come on, then it's an eating disorder. And I know that sucks, and I know that people are like, well, how can you say that? And what's the difference between disordered eating and an eating disorder? And people have all these questions about it. But if you're doing that, get help, talk to someone, because the sooner we nip it in the bud, the better. The longer we go on, the more damage we can do to our bodies. And I want what's best for all of you. So I hope that helps, and I hope that makes sense, because that is truthfully, that's just the fucking truth. If you're worried about it and you're doing that, then it's an eating disorder. Okay? Okay, Sean has your question, Pop Alex. Says, I've been suffering from EDNOS for years now. Mental disorders are stigmatized in Abu Dhabi. It's so hard to find support. What do I do? Ooh, it can be really tricky, you guys. If we're in a country where they don't believe that a certain issue exists, or they don't believe in treating it. Like, for instance, I was watching this documentary about, and I don't know if this is still true because this was a few years ago, but in India, if you suffered from psychosis, they essentially put you in a loony bin and you could never get out. And they didn't treat it or anything. They just left you in there. It was really sad, and it's really terrible. And that's why awareness is so amazing, and why, ooh, Hope. Thanks, Hope, for the new Patreon pledge. Woo, 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 woo. I wish I could throw confetti myself. But anyway.
Get your bag of confetti.
I know, I think it'd be the cleanup. Maybe I'll sit on a tarp. Anyway, okay, so if we're in an area where they don't believe it and the treatment is really minimal, that's honestly when online therapy and my free workbooks and buying workbooks online can really, really help. Okay, bye, Amanda. I hope that was a helpful answer, and thank you for being on. Yay, yay, yay. And for being a Patreon patron. And so, oh, yay, Ava. She was so nervous to be on, but she's really happy. I'm glad that you got on, and thanks for being patient. But I think the online world, to answer your question, Alex, would be the best. And I know that it's not ideal. I prefer to see clients face to face because it's just so much better. But if they don't have that kind of support and they don't understand it and you're not going to be actually getting help, I don't want you to waste your time or money doing that because it's not worth it. And so I would look into different things like, is it Talk Life or is it Talk Life that does the online therapy, Sean?
Yes.
Yeah, and even Susanna saying 7 cups of tea. That's a great support system. That's something awesome that can help. And that's not from professionals, but other people who suffer as well. And like my free eating disorder workbook, there's a ton. I have a wonderful book that I love working with clients on called Eating in the Light of the Moon. And it's by this wonderful, her last name is Johnson. I think it's Anita Johnson wrote it. Great book. So amazing. Yeah, so those are the things that I would encourage you to do. Obviously, you can look into your local resources and see if there's anything, or some people will find just not that far outside of their country in a neighboring country that it's better, but that might not be the case, and you might not have the ability to do that and travel, and I totally understand that as well, but that would be my thoughts for that, okay? And I'm so sorry that we'll raise awareness, you guys. Together, we'll do it. And that's part of like why I was talking about Patreon, is like if we can get Patreon up, Sean and I could save and travel more. Not that that's like a goal right now necessarily. I did apply.
We want to go to the Middle East. We want to go check it out.
Yeah, I'd love to go to the Middle East and talk about mental health because it's not treated properly there in all the place. I've heard from a lot of you it's not treated properly. I don't want a blanket statement and say that it's all terrible, because there might be certain pockets of people who are very understanding and have great treatment centers. But I think we need to. Oh, Talkspace. Yes, it is Talkspace. That's what April's talking about. And you can find therapists through goodtherapy.com. There's all sorts of things. Yeah, Ireland. Yeah, conquer the world. That's the hope. Oh, I got a new post. See, in Patreon, I get to know all the things, the posts and your messages and all sorts of stuff. I'd love to come to South Africa.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just saving, and that would be the great thing about Patreon, is because I don't really want to do like a GoFundMe where we just travel all at once. I'd rather, as a community, we support it and we decide where we're going to go. And like our goal right now is to get to Australia. And like I said, I applied for the scholarship and been telling you guys to let VidCon Australia know that you want us there. Yeah, so we're working on it. We're working. And yeah, Maureen, I get to meet you in Amsterdam. Yay, yay. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, and you can tweet with the hashtag VidConAUS and be like, bring Katie already, bring her, do it. We're gonna, in a way I feel bad because I'm like, I feel like we're bullying them, but I'm
not bullying, we're
being
letting
very
you know
persistent.
that mental health is important.
Yeah, and
sometimes you gotta advocate for yourself.
We do. If you don't advocate for yourself. Okay, Stein, are you ready to be on again? I see you in there. Let me know in the chat if you want me to guest you. I don't want to guest you if it's too overwhelming. So you guys let me know if Stein says that they're ready to be on, okay? And not too shabby Gabby, are you ready? Let's guest first until we hear from Stein, because I don't want to, I don't want to overwhelm her. Oh,
I have a question about, I guess, kind of dinner in a way.
Okay.
When I was in treatment, we used to go out to restaurants and, like, we wouldn't know where we were going until, like, about, 20 minutes before because they didn't want us to look up, the menu and stuff, and I understand that. But recently I've been diagnosed with, a milk allergy, and it's not, severe, but it just gives me, hives and makes my stomach hurt. So my friends and I are actually going out to sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just like, so the milk allergy, even though it's not, severe, you're not going to die. It's, it's really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, so, I guess, my friends and I are going out to dinner, which is, a huge thing anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And so I, decided to look up, the menu before just to figure out what I'm eating. I don't know if that's, disordered or not.
It depends, because part of me, so I'm gonna do both sides a little, because I hear where you're coming from, but I want to challenge you, because dairy's not that hard to not eat at places. So my guess is it's a little disordered, and I would challenge you to try not to do that and see how it goes, because it's really easy when you're at a restaurant just to ask if there's cheese or dairy in something and just say, oh, I'm lactose intolerant.
Mm-hmm.
And because I have a lot of friends who are lactose intolerant, and it's super easy to go out. So I think so. I know that you probably don't like that answer, but I think you probably knew it already because you're giggling.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, and it's okay. It's a challenge, right? And
yeah,
it's hard. And going out I used to do food outings. It was part of my job at the eating disorder clinic, and
Yeah,
sweet
that's
mother of
so
God, it was like, I just felt for them because they felt so out of control, and they're like, sweet Jesus, oh my God. And like, it's a lot, but I'm proud of you for going out to eat. I'm proud of you for doing it. Just try to challenge yourself, okay?
Okay. I have one other question.
Of course. What's up? I'm putting my
Okay,
water.
so yeah, so I like take Spanish, and it's like with a lot of freshmen, so like I guess they're not as mature too. But
Mhm.
so we started a new lesson, and I guess it was like on food, and it's like very uncomfortable because it's like one of the words is like means to maintain your health, and
Okay.
then like we had to do like homework, and it was like, oh, I think butter's so bad for you. And then
Oh.
my teacher would be like, "Oh yeah," when someone was like, "Yeah, I believe that's true," and she's like, "Yeah, that's correct." And
Oh.
then I talked to my mom about it, and she called my guidance counselor, and she basically said if I wanted to change anything, I had to talk to my teacher myself,
Yeah.
and I kind of like refused to do that.
Well, I would talk to your counselor. This is what I would offer, because some counselors, they usually say that, but I
Yeah.
would try to say to the counselor, be like, would you come with me? Because they want to see that you're involved too. And I get that, because it's like, in a way, it's prepping us for life, right? Because we have to advocate for ourselves.
Yeah.
The computer's gonna make a weird noise.
And so, Sean's turning his computer off if you hear a weird noise. So I would offer that, and I would go and do it and talk about it. And I know it's like giving you anxiety, and you're like, but I don't want to say it, and it's awkward because it's a bunch of freshmen, and like, what the hell, and blah, blah, blah. But it's like good practice, and it's also a smaller situation, right? It's like we're doing a certain type of homework for this certain thing, and we really just need them to know that it's really triggering.
Do you think
And
like
so,
do you think it would like be a bad idea to ask my teacher if maybe I could explain to people why I get upset in class sometimes when we talk about food? Like, cause I'm like fine
that'd be
talking about my
I just didn't know how comfortable you are. I think that's awesome. A lot of people just don't understand. And if people, it sounds weird, but like in the mindset, if you have never had an eating disorder, you've never been around that type of thing, you've never had any of that, you don't realize. And so I don't think it's done maliciously. It's more out of just ignorance. And so I would love that. I think that would be great.
Okay.
Do it, and then let us know.
Okay, thank you so much.
Of course, it's good to see you. Thanks for being on.
No problem.
Okay, bye, Gabby. Not too shabby, Gabby. And I got a new Patreon patron. Woo, woo, woo. Hannah D. She's a new Patreon patron. Woo. So exciting. And Hope, I think I said Hope. Did I already say? But Hope is a new Patreon patron. I'm trying to keep track of it all. Thank you guys so much for hopping over there and taking the time to set it up. I know it can take a little while.
Yeah, it's still freezing.
Sean's having a hard time.
My computer sucks.
Your computer's better than my computer, and mine is still hanging in here. Okay, Leah Kate, I think, or Lee A. Kate, I think it's Leah Kate, asked for tips to manage a stutter. I actually have a video about it. Check it out. It's Kati Morton stuttering. It will come up. I actually have a really good friend that Sean and I just saw, Adam, who struggles with stuttering. And he's the one that requested that video. And there are some super helpful tips in there. And he said that a lot of them helped him. So I hope that they are helpful to you. Okay, I'm going to pop over to Patreon real quick and answer a question. Let me see. I'm looking. Okay, Karen asks, what are your thoughts or advice about the emotional ramifications of being adopted? I feel like I have all sorts of attachment issues as a result. Add that to the child sexual abuse and that I experienced in the adopted home. My adopted parents were emotionally completely unavailable and dismissive. I've been blessed to have found my biological mom about 9 years ago, and she's really lovely, but I feel like I can't be honest with her. And truthfully, there's a part of me that's angry that she gave me away, starting a chain of reaction of unspeakable trauma. That totally makes sense, Karen. But I also don't have it in me to want to hurt her, and now I feel that if she knew the truth about my childhood, she would blame herself and carry that guilt, and I don't want to lay that on her. Being adopted, I have always felt unwanted and unloved, and I walk around with the biggest gaping hole in my heart stemming from the profound sense of abandonment and rejection. Please help if you can, and you're always on point with wise advice. Thanks, Karen. So this is actually Oh, I'm froze again? Am I here? Do you guys see me? Hoo, hoo, hoo. Susanna wants to know if you'll dab on camera.
Me?
Phew. Yeah. So I think that, okay, Sean, at the $20 state on Patreon, is there a present for everyone or just one person each month? Just one person, Laura. That's like a raffle. A lot of people have gotten the raffle. If anybody in there, I know I've sent it to many of you. You've won the raffle. But everybody at the $40, you get a t-shirt, and at $50, you get a little gift and a card. Okay? So the adoption question, I think, is a good one, and it's something that I think I should probably do a full video on, Karen, so let me put that in my phone before I forget, because I think that it's definitely something that we should talk about, and I've had some people ask about it, and so thank you for reminding me. Dealing with adoption. I'll remember. Not absorption, adoption. And there's a lot of things that we can talk about when it comes to this, but know that how you're feeling is very, very normal. A lot of children who are adopted or go through the adoption process, and even through the foster home situation, like if their parents, can't keep them and they're taken from the home, it can lead to a lot of attachment issues, feeling unwanted, uncared for, not to mention all the other things that went on, Karen, as a result. And that had to be really, really hard. So first, I just want you to know I'm so sorry that happened to you. I'm so sorry you're going through this, but know that it can get better, okay? There is hope. And I'm glad that you found your biological mother and you're able to connect with her. And I am glad that you have decided not to vent this to her, because truthfully, that isn't where you're going to get your solution or your resolution or help you feel better. What we really need to work on is healing those old wounds. And I would encourage you, if you're not already in therapy, to get into therapy. And there are actually adoption support groups for children who've been through adoption, and adoption agencies put these on, and they're usually either free or at a really low cost. So I would reach out, I would see if they have those in your area, so that you can just hear from other people and not feel so alone or so weird. Or maybe hop over to KatiMorton.com and chat there too, because I know we have a lot of people who were adopted as well. Oh, Layla thinks on the couch talk with someone who was adopted. Yeah, and I will have a video, spoilers, coming out where I talk with a parent who adopted some children, but I think that you probably would really like it to be more from the person who, the child standpoint. That's definitely something I can look into and try to figure out for you guys. But as far as it goes for working on this, oh, thanks, Sammy Lawrence. I recognize that name. I send gifts out to you each month. I think that we need to work on the attachment. So if you are looking into a therapist, I would do a trauma-based or attachment-based therapist. Either of those would be great. And it might even be beneficial if you have something in your area where you can go into inpatient to some extent. That can be extremely helpful too, because as weird as it sounds, not as weird, just I know it sounds really intensive, and a lot of people are like, I don't need inpatient, I'm functioning fine. But the truth about inpatient when it comes to trauma and attachment is that it's so difficult and it can be so overwhelming. And even though we're functioning okay now, when we really start getting into it, it can be really, really hard and we can become overwhelmed. And it's great to have a place to practice your new tools and your new way of interacting with people 24/7, to have people around you that understand what you're going through and can be supportive. And I really think it's the best, and I recommend it. I've recommended it to many of my clients, some who didn't and some who didn't want to, but I think it's a really great resource if you have that. And so, I think that if you have the ability to go to inpatient, if you have good insurance or if it's covered or whatever, I would do that, because we really have to heal that wound. Also, The Emotionally Absent Mother, Karen, would be a great book to pick up and do some of the work in that, as well as the Courage to Heal workbook. Those are two that I would, I think it would be great for you to get and work on your own if you can't afford help or if it's hard to find help. But I would go and get some support, because it's very normal when we know we're adopted, because parents talk with us about it, to feel unwanted or unloved. Oh, thanks, Renee. Woo, woo, woo. And so, bye, Emily M. I'm glad you're able to get on. Yay, yay. She's a Patreon patron. Woo, woo. Frozen. Okay. It's okay, Karen. You can watch the replay and listen. But I'm sorry it froze. But I think working on healing that wound, knowing that it's completely okay to feel that way. A lot of children who are adopted feel unwanted. Something that was interesting in the video that I just shot with someone about this is changing the conversation that we have versus like, I was unwanted, to I'm so lucky that I, was so loved that they wanted what was best for me. And obviously in your situation it didn't turn out to be what's best, but from what I know is that mothers don't, even if they can't take care of their children and they decide to give them up for adoption, it's not a happy time. They're not excited about it. They're very sad. And there's a reason that she wanted to reconnect with you, right? And so keeping that in mind and knowing that you were and are loved, and talking about that in therapy will be really healing. So I would see someone, I would talk about it and know that it can get better, okay? And the Courage to Heal workbook and the Emotionally Absent Mother, great resources, okay? I hope that helps. I know that's really hard, but I will do more on adoption. I'll see if I can find someone who's adopted. Does anybody know a YouTuber who is? Or I'm trying to think if I have any friends that were adopted. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. But anyways, okay. Let's see. Any advice on being scared to get help but knowing that you may desperately need it? When I think about it, I get anxiety. That's Cece asked that question. Thanks, Letitia Lovejoy. I think that the truth about it is, I need to do my mail. I keep forgetting. I think the truth about it is that we're all scared to get help because we don't, like I've said before, being ill or struggling, we know what to expect. We're used to it. But getting help and getting better, we don't really know what to think of it or what it's going to be. And so I think that, that dealing with that, like, it can cause anxiety because we're like, wait, what is it going to be? What are they going to say? What if they say nothing's wrong with me? And there's all these worries that come up. But if you watch my video on making your first therapy appointment, and I even did an acting it out with Melissa, her channel's I Drank the Seawater, what a first therapy appointment looks like. Know that, and everybody can say in the comments as well, know that being scared of that is completely normal, but it's never as scary when we actually do it, and it feels so much better. I hear from so many people all the time, oh my God, I feel so much better, and oh my God, that's amazing, and they were so grateful and happy that they did it. It's just like the buildup can be a little much, but know that it's okay. Breathe, bring a support with you if you need, and I promise you'll feel so much better about it, okay? We're almost up to 20,000 likes. Okay, I'm going to do some mail haul. This one is from Taylor, all the way from Australia. When I picked my stuff up from the P.O. box, usually they don't say anything and they just give me whatever came, but the lady was like, you're international. You got stuff from New Zealand and Australia? And I was like, oh, I know. I'm so fancy. Oh, you guys, and ladies, and everybody, but look how cool. Spoilers, you can already kind of see it. Taylor, right? Yes. Look how cool this is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look. Can you see it?
Wow. That's
yeah,
really
isn't
nice.
it pretty? It says Katie, you'll need scissors to open the box. Thanks for the heads up.
Kenyon's got mad skills.
I know. We do have the most creative people, I swear. So this is just the box. I don't want to cut anything, Taylor. It's so pretty. Is Taylor on, I wonder? If anybody knows if Taylor's on. Okay, I'm going to cut it. I hate cutting it. I'm just trying to cut just the tape. But, because it's so pretty, I don't want to ruin it. Okay. Here we go. Whew. Let's hope I didn't ruin it. Oh. You guys. Oh, I gotta cut through the pretty stuff. Sorry. I know this is not riveting content, but I'm excited. It's riveting content for me. There's a letter hiding in the left corner of the box next to your present. I like all the little notes. It's like, tells me exactly what to expect. Oh, another box. A box within a box within a box. This is so cool. Thank you, Taylor. And thank you guys for sending me stuff. You're all so thoughtful. I have the best job ever. Okay. Oh, for visiting Australia. 10 tips for visiting Australia. Guys, we gotta make it. We gotta go. In case you should find yourself in Australia. Oh, Vegemite. Our accents are sort of just lazy English. I love this. I'm so excited. Okay. Oh, and then here's my letter, which I'll read later. I'll put that over there. Okay, I got a letter. No. Oh, yeah, you can watch it. Okay, so, Leisha Arthurs is a new Patreon patron. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, so it says, please let me know on Facebook if the mug got to the States safe and sound, or if you do another mail haul and YouNow, I can watch back later. You guys, this is so cute. Are you ready? Look at the hashtags. Control the scroll and let the good times roll. This is so awesome.
That's epic.
I love it.
Epic mug.
This is so cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Taylor. Woo, woo. And it made it all the way to the States safe and sound. No problemo. Okay, I gotta get control of my boxes. Not just control the scroll, control the boxes. This is so cute. Okay. I know, isn't it a perfect mug? It's just so cute. I love all the little letters. And, oh my God. Okay, and then the 10 tips. We got to come to Australia, guys. We're going to make it happen. Whether it's through Patreon, whether it's through the scholarship. I'm determined. I'm determined. Okay, let's see. Now, we've got another one from... I don't want to give away anybody's information. This is Letitia Lovejoy's. Woo, woo, woo. And she was on. I saw. Okay. Oh, I need more scissors. I already tried to de-tape these without really opening them so that I could do this quickly for you guys. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Oh my God. First of all, look at this cute little guy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You guys, it's like my two, why can't it be both Patreon and scholarship? It definitely could, Steve. That's a great idea. That if we get the scholarship and through Patreon, we could do it. The thing that would allow me to do is to go over to like Perth and different areas because Australia is huge. And if I'm only able to come to like Melbourne, that's limiting for a lot of you. And I totally understand. And that's like even in Texas, some of you weren't able to make it because Texas is huge too. And it's hard to get everywhere. So I would love to, I'd love to be able to meet all of you. Oh, and New Zealand, Sammy. I hear you. I'm glad that the mail finally started coming to you. I'd sent something to her and she was like, it never came. And then it came like a month later, remember that? And I was like, yeah, you got 2 gifts at once. Hooray! Okay, so first of all, I love dairy milk. Who doesn't love dairy milk? Second of all, Oreos are like my kryptonite. They're the best and I can't help myself. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She knows me. She knows me. Oh my God, raspberry chocolate logs. Sweet mother of God. Nope. Nope. Back away. Back away. Whitaker's Cream. Oh, you guys. And the thing is, it's funny. Who was it? Someone sent me that I met at Vlogger Fair. Was it Emily? I forget the name. I'm sorry. But she sent me chocolate, and I just finished it, and it's perfect. This is a cute pencil case. It says kiwi. It says kiwi. Okay. Oh, my God. Pineapple. Pineapple lumps. I feel like, what you gonna do with all that lump? All that, it's like that Fergie song. Okay, and then crunchy. Oh my God. Oh, Fiona H is a new Patreon patron. Thanks, Fiona. We got all sorts of goodies, you guys, and a card that I will read later because it's private, and I like that. Oh my God. All I know already is that this is glow in the dark, and I'm super, super excited. Oh. It says New Zealand. Woo woo, and it glows in the dark. You guys, next live stream, I'm rocking this t-shirt.
Oh, the lights will be off and you're just
it'll just be
like a Buster Rhymes video up in here.
It will be like a Buster Rhymes video. Oh, and then we got some art. You guys, you are so talented. You see? You see? Some Kenyan art. And then we'll put it on a Monday video. I gotta put it in I have it in a certain spot. Ooh, Aaron! Aaron is a new Patreon patron. Woo! Oh my God, and then this is gonna go away right away. The chocolate chip, triple chocolate chunk cookie. Yum. And playing cards. And if any of you know, Sean and I actually play cards a lot together because exciting like that, question mark. But we love it. Thank you so much, Letitia. That is so sweet of you. I love it. Okay. Do you guys want more questions? I have 3 more packages. Are we fine with the... Do you want me to keep going? I'm running to the fridge. I know, right, Sydney? Because I can answer a few more questions.
Oh, you know what?
Oh, packages. Okay, Emily B says packages, so we're going to do it. So this is a letter, and it came from England. London, England. Does anybody watch the Kroll show? Oh, this is from Shannon. I will read this later. It's just a letter. Thank you for sending this. So sweet.
Oh, Letitia Lovejoy says bye.
Oh, bye. I'm glad that you were able to stay on until I opened. Yay, yay, yay. Okay. Now this one is from Rachel, and it's all the way from, I think, Australia. You guys, thank you for sending this. I know, trust me, I send things internationally every month, and I know what a pain it is and how expensive it is, and you guys just make my day. Okay, this, I'm already excited because the very thing at the top says Daily Planner. If any of you know me, you know how much I love to plan. So, oh my God. Sean, look at this.
What?
It's a daily planner. And you,
Let's go on the fridge,
you
yo.
tear them off and you tick it. I love the tick. Oh wait, can't even see it. Shoo! It says tick. Can you see it? Can you see it? Oh my God. Oh, your P.O. Box, my P.O. Box address, Emily B, is in the description, and it's 1223 Wilshire Boulevard, number 665, Santa Monica, California, 90403. But you can find it in the description of every video. It'll say, send Katie stuff. But this is cool. Jobs, oh my God. I love this so much. It's going to have to go on my desk. Oh, color this journal. Look. Oh, yes. I love it. I love it. Then we also got, oh, a face mask. It's like you guys know me or something. Face mask, face mask.
I'm going to
Thanks.
steal that.
Rachel, no, Sean face masks more than anybody I know. Oh, and the card that I will open later. Ooh, and a dream catcher. Look how pretty, you guys. Oh, it's a tree. Oh, it's so pretty. Maybe I'll put this up. I have one here. Maybe I'll put this in the bedroom. So pretty. Look at this. No, no face mask for Sean. Only for me. Okay. Oh, there's another one so I can share. I can share. One is clay and one is honey. Ooh. My mom taught me well. I can share. Sean's favorite type of face mask. They're asking. Sarah V wants to know. Thank you, Rachel. That was so sweet. Okay, last box. Last of the mail haul. And then we're going to guest somebody else. And I'm going to answer a few more questions.
Oh, also,
Uh-huh.
on Twitter, you asked them to say something in a different language.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that.
We'll have to do those. That segment.
Oh, yeah. I
And
got to
that'll be
say.
That'll be your last. That'll be a sign off.
That'll be my sign-off, is saying something in another language. This is awesome. Okay, this one came all the way from Great Britain, and it is from, it doesn't tell me who it's from yet. Oh, it's kind of covered. The name is covered by a sticker. We're about to find out who this is from by opening. Oh, man. Ready? I should just get into puppetry, maybe. Oh, he boings and everything. It's a pen! Surprise!
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh, it's so cute, you guys. Okay, he's got a little sticky bit on him I want to get off. And then, what should we name her? I think, well, let's say it's a him. They got a purple blouse on. Boys could like pink. Let's say Edward. This is Edward. Ooh, Laura, we have a new Patreon patron. Laura. Ooh, I'm
We
shaking.
need to ring a bell. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding. I know, like at bars when you give a good tip. Does anybody know that happens? That's a thing. Okay, that's a really cute pen. Let's see. Oh, we got a teddy bear keychain. Ooh la la. Oh, it's so patriotic. It's got a cute little dress on. Let's name this one Lucy. That's a cute name. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh my God, it's like you guys know me. Highlighters. Oh, mine, like, I burn through these so quickly when I'm making workbooks and stuff. These are so cool. Okay, put those over there. And then, Sean.
What? Yeah.
It's like Sean literally, you guys, will scratch his back against the corner getting into the kitchen.
I'm like a bear.
Like a bear. Like a bear on a tree. This is so awesome. It's a back scratcher. Sorry. I didn't tell you, you know. Is this from Carrie? Carrie, is this from you? I haven't come across the name, and they covered the name from the address with the postage sticker. I love it. This is awesome. Sean is going to love it. And I'm going to love it. But he, like I said, scratches. Look at this. What should we name this one? You guys can name this one. It's our little creature. So cute. Look at that face. Look at that face. I love it. I love it so much. Okay. There's so many things, Carrie. Sticky notebook. Oh, man. This is what dreams are made of, you guys. This is what dreams are made of. Grace, Jemima. Ooh, Jemima. Frank. I kind of like Jemima. I think Jemima might be the winner. Sticky notebook. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Erasable pens. Oh, perfect. I can pull one out. I've been writing on the top of the box here, Carrie. Oh, the colors are beautiful. I'm so excited. Thank you so much. It's the box that keeps on giving, you guys. I'm not even done at all. What is this? Oh, it's a light. Pew, 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 pew. This is awesome, you guys. You guys are so... Oh, coloring book mandalas. Oh, I just threw something. Oh, it's the back scratcher tag. Don't worry. Don't worry. Mandalas. Here's the card, and I think it's from you, Carrie. So, but I'm gonna open it just to double check that. Oh, it's a dog face. It's so cute. Yeah, it's Carrie. Thank you, Carrie. Oh. Okay. Oh, origami. Oh my God, is Punk watching? Punk does some amazing origami. If you don't know Punk, you don't know what you're missing. Oh, and it has fold lines. This is awesome. This is perfect. I'll post some of this on Instagram. Okay. Oh, we got a little monkey man. Oh, he's a Nintendo. Sean, it's a Nintendo monkey. He's going to sit on my laptop right now. Oh, and a guardian angel. There's so much stuff in here, Carrie. You really outdid yourself. Oh, it's a pizza box. Pizza. Mini candy pizza. I didn't even know this exists. Oh my God, you guys, look how cute. Oh, it's gummy. It's super squishy. It's even got an egg on it, just the way I like my pizza. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, and then we got brain challenging puzzle. Ooh, for hours of brain boggling fun. I actually am excited about that. I'm gonna 12 pieces. No visible hole. Oh, this is gonna be interesting, you guys. Okay, and then the last thing. Oh, the second to last thing. Oh, mug stickers. You guys, decals. Wow. This is really cool. Office Anarchy. I'm so excited. Carrie, this is amazing. And then the only way is up. I love it, and I agree. You guys. Oh, egg on pizza? Yeah. I really like an egg on pizza. Thank you, Carrie, so much. That is so sweet of you. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I have so many things to put away. Okay, let me...
I got a couple of questions.
Okay, Sean has a couple of questions that he's been collecting, so thank you for waiting while I do my mail haul.
So, Sarah V and Sarah K.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it's the same person or...
Oh, sorry, Wascally. I love eggs.
But they're like...
Yeah?
They've been asking questions for.
Okay.
So, but they're the same questions. Sarah V and Sarah K. Do you see them?
Yes, sorry.
I'll zoom in a little bit.
Yeah, thank you, everybody who sent me things. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Taylor. Thank you, Leticia. You all made my day. And thank you to the person who sent the note. And I'm forgetting, but let me... Shannon, if I remember correctly. Yes, thank you, Shannon. Ooh, Marie is a new... Oh, she's going to get a t-shirt. Or Mary or Marie. I'm not sure. M-A-R-I.
Oh, custom-made Katie t-shirt?
Yeah, she gets
a custom-made Katie t-shirt.
She gets a custom... I know, I want pizza too, Sarah. That's the truth.
That does sound good.
But thank you for becoming a Patreon patron. I know, I got so much nice stuff, Waskley. By the way, Waskley, I don't know if I told you, I put up your origami shadow box in the hallway. I see it every day. It's wonderful.
It is wonderful.
It is really
I think it's
wonderful.
awesome.
Thanks, Carly, for being such a support. Okay.
So here's
So
the deal.
questions.
We have Sarah V and Sarah K. They've been
Yes.
asking their questions. They've been very patient.
Thank you for your patience.
But they're very similar questions, which I think is interesting, and I think a lot of people deal with this. So
Yeah.
if you want to just read it to yourself,
Okay.
maybe, and then read that one.
I'm going to read 2 questions, you guys, so you kind of know what we're talking about. Now, the first question is, can you talk about leaving college and a college sport? Ooh, my foot went numb. And possibly losing a sports scholarship due to needing to go to treatment for eating disorder? That's a great question. Also, the next question is, can you talk about leaving college for eating disorder treatment? I know I need to fully recover, but leaving school is so disruptive. And I will, maybe this is something that I do a video on. Oh, thanks. Safira? Woo woo. I think, okay, first of all, taking time off from school is very disruptive. And I completely agree with you, and I understand the worry. But the truth about it is that, and I'm not going to get all like hokey pokey, touchy feely, about it. But the truth is that leaving school is disruptive. But you know what's more disruptive? Staying in school, having a shit time, having our mental health deteriorate, not to mention our physical health, and things just like, and so taking a break can actually save us on the other side, because taking a break will actually help. Abby, I see your request for the video. Actually, I have a video on orthorexia from a long time ago, but if you want to check it out and let me know what you think about it. So anyway, I got an itch. I think it's the fluff from, what was the name that we gave? It starts with a G. What was this name? Tell me, I forget. Jemima. It came up. Yep. Slush girl. Thank you. I remember. Okay. Anyway, taking a break is one of the best things you can do for yourself. And I can do videos about this if you guys want, if you think that it's more, what's the name on the tag? Does it come with a name? Kink. Its name is Kink. Oh, I like that too. I like them both. Okay. Taking a break is really helpful, because if you don't, it can make our grades go down. It can cause all sorts of disruption and make things worse in the end. And so I know that it's going to be disruptive, and I know you're worried about that. But honestly, we have to think in priorities. That's how I talk to my clients about it, is we have to think in priorities. And our health, meaning physical and mental health, like healthy mind, healthy body, right? Oop, other side too. I'm so bad at this, you guys. I'm like the worst. Is really our first priority, because if we aren't physically or mentally well, we can't do shit, and we have a terrible time at it. Things get worse. And so taking time off, I know it seems disruptive, but the great thing is, if you're working with a team, if you have a therapist, just a therapist, even if you have just a therapist on board, they can make sure that it's done seamlessly. I usually write letters, helping them withdraw. There's usually a form you fill out. The withdrawal, we make sure doesn't like appear on your record, and we have a plan for when you'll return. I usually give them like a year, knowing that they could return sooner, and what that will mean and how we'll catch up, and when we'll plan to graduate. So we kind of put together a plan together so that you can be like, And so even if you're in high school, you can still take time off, and you can do it over summer. I have some clients who have made up the time over summer, or taking online college courses that count. You just have to talk to your school. The best thing we can do is start talking to our school, letting them know what we're going to do, what we need to do, and having your therapist there with you. Like, I go to meetings at schools and colleges all the time, like high schools and colleges is what I meant to say, not schools and colleges, high schools and colleges. And so having them work with you so that they know the plan and you can put it all together and you can make it work is really best. And so just make sure that you do that. Make sure you talk to your team. As far as the other person that said that I'm going to possibly lose that scholarship, money's not everything, and your health is more important. And I know it sucks, but the priority has to be with your physical and mental health. And I think talking to your school about it and being honest about it, and figuring out a way that you're going to fund your school after that, because the truth is not all is lost. We can make it work. There are other scholarships available. There are other things we can do. And right now we just need to put a priority on our health. And I think working with your therapist or your team with it will make it the least stressful and most seamless process that it can be. Okay? Just give it a go. Let me know if you need more help on how to go about it, but it's usually just a process either in high school or college when you work with your therapist. They talk to the school, you have a meeting, you fill out a form, and in truth, I know that you feel like you're losing time and it's disruptive, but you can get right back in as if nothing happened. And if people ask, that's a whole nother section. We can just say, I had to take a medical leave. I was really sick, and so now I'm feeling better and things are good. You know, people usually don't ask that many questions about it. And Emily even says in the comment, Emily Shaw says, I wish I'd withdrawn sooner. And a lot of people feel that way because we have to, you know, it gets harder and our grades can suffer and we can get way, way, way worse while we wait to decide whether or not we want to withdraw. So I'd encourage you to do it now. Okay? Cece says, every time I eat, I start to feel sick. Could this be part of my eating disorder? Starting to feel this when my parents pressure me about losing weight? Definitely. The mind is a powerful thing. I'll have clients who used to struggle with bulimia who will then say, oh, every time I try to eat, I want to throw up and I don't know why. And I'm like, that's because that's what you used to do. Give yourself some time. Breathe. And a lot of it can have to do with anxiety. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure that you're, you know, spending a bunch of time self-care, and talk to your parents and tell them what, you know, be honest and say, I understand your concern. I understand that you're wanting what's best for me, but because of that, it's made things really stressful. So could you please not mention that anymore? And then try to see a therapist because that will really be helpful too. Okay, so Yoitz Brittany, I see your question. Any tips on how to deal with panic attacks? Is that what? Okay, Sean has it up too. Any tips on how to deal with panic attacks around family when they cause it? She doesn't believe in mental illnesses, so I can't nor want to tell her. A couple things. Limit the amount that you spend. Ooh, Kink's fur is everywhere, you guys. She's very excited. She's a member of the kinning community now, and she's left her fluff everywhere. I would spend the least amount of time that you have to around them, and I would always have an out. Always give yourself a place you can go, because often panic attacks will escalate quickly when we feel like we can't leave. So don't put yourself in positions where you know that you can't leave. Like, the situation would be really disruptive if you tried to run away or get out or leave suddenly, that it would be really bad. Try not to do that. If it's dinner and you have to sit down at a, oh yeah, Susanna, of course, bye-bye. I'm so glad you guys were able to come on. I would put yourself on the edge so that you could get out quickly. Like if it's dinner and you have to sit down, put yourself like towards the way that you can get out, or go to the bathroom and sit on the toilet and just like relax. You can close the top even and just like do your breathing techniques. Bring a friend or a support. If you think it's going to be rough, have someone call you so you can get out of it. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I got to go. I forgot about this thing. In a way, we're just setting ourselves up for success, because if we can't talk to them about it, then it doesn't have anything to do with having the conversation. It's more about how are we going to manage it with them, how are we going to manage being with them and our symptoms. And also, if you're struggling with panic attacks and you find them happening more and more, please talk to your doctor, talk to your therapist. There are so many tools, medications, different techniques that we can do to help you. And the sooner we reach out, the better. Okay? I'm going to guess one more person, and then we're going to say my things on Twitter, and we're going to call it a day. Okay? Stein said it was okay, so we're going to try to bring Stein back. Said that they were scared, but that they're going to try. So let's see, Stein, if you're feeling okay.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Are you okay? Are we good?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. If you have to go, let me know.
And Stein said that one of the reasons why they were nervous was because their English isn't their first language. So.
Oh, Sean's saying that English isn't your first language, so you're a little nervous too?
Yeah.
That's okay. I don't speak, is it Dutch? Is that what you speak? I forget where you were from. Oh, German or French or?
Dutch.
Dutch, yes.
Dutch, okay.
Oh, bye, Emily. Bye. She has to go to sleep. But I don't speak that, so your English is already way better than my Dutch.
Okay.
So what's going on? Take your time.
So it's hard. I always have the feeling there's something wrong with me because I have almost everything in my life. I have a pretty good family. I've got an amazing mom, but I still hate my life. I don't feel happy. I always think dark thoughts. And I always have something that there is something wrong with me, but I don't know what.
So if anybody couldn't hear, it's just, and let me know if I'm getting it. It's like, even though everything in my life looks good on paper, like it looks good, my mom, I have a great family, everything's wonderful, I still feel like shit. Why?
Yeah.
And the truth of it is that we can have depression and not have a life reason for it. Like, we don't have to have something happen, or we don't have to have a bad family or bad things happening to feel bad. Depression is something that honestly we can be predisposed to have genetically. Like, we just have it, and there's no reason. It could just be something that is going on in our own brain, like, because we know it's about brain function and chemicals in our brain and hormones and all of that stuff, like dopamine, norepinephrine, serotonin are all catalysts, or all sorry, I don't want to use big words if English is hard. I'm sorry. But all of those different types of things in our brain can be off balance and cause depression without anything in our life happening. Nothing has to happen. And so know that it's okay, that you're not weird. It's very normal. This happens a lot. And really, it sounds like depression to me. And I don't know if you have the ability to see someone, but I would, see your doctor and tell them how you're feeling and start getting some support, because trust me, and anybody out there who feels the same, you can't, nothing has to happen for us to feel bad. We can just feel bad, and that's enough. And you still deserve help just the same, because nobody deserves to feel like shit, in general. And like Michelle in the chat is saying, depression runs in her family. And that's the truth. It can just run in the family. And it doesn't mean that someone's mean to us or anything bad happened.
Okay.
So can you do you have a doctor you can reach out to, or a therapist?
I'm going to a psychiatrist.
Good. Psychiatrist, yeah.
For I think 3 weeks now, but it's hard to combine with my school.
Yeah. It's hard to fit it all in, but I'm glad you're going to see someone. Let us know how it goes, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Of course. Thanks for being on, Stein.
Bye.
You did great. You did great. You did great. Yeah. Someone was asking how to become a Patreon patron. Oh, Chloe. You can go to the link Carly put the link in there, and you can click it, and you can check out my page, and you can see all of the different levels. And like I said earlier, like even just $1 helps a lot. Carissa, I did talk about silence during a session earlier on in the live stream, so you can rewatch it. It's almost at the very beginning, I think I talked about it, or I don't know how long ago, but anyway. Okay, so now we are going to say things in other languages.
Oh, okay. The new
Sean
segment.
has to prep it,
Okay. In the meantime, there's...
so people were asking about the subscription, and it costs $4.99, and you can also, if you want to just fan me so you know when I am on. Oh, thanks, Sammy Lawrence. Woo, you guys, 21,000 likes. I still cannot believe that we got 102.5, I think, thousand likes, and Sean boogied. If you guys haven't seen that and you missed it. Oh, ¿cómo estás? Bien. Oh, you figured it out, Sansdell, to put the text in. Okay, so Sansdell's question is how to deal with assault flashbacks. The truth about flashbacks in general. Oh, yes, Carly can speak German. I like how I'm answering for her. But yes, Laura, she can. So how to deal with assault flashbacks. Honestly, the best thing that we can do is to talk with someone and start working on it, because they will happen until we work through it. And it's very normal, and it's the part our brain is trying to make sense of it. And flashbacks actually come out of, because we're so adaptive as humans, our brain tries to recreate the same situation and go through it again, hoping for a better outcome. And that's why flashbacks happen so often. And they happen more and more often as they, it's almost like as they happen more often, they continue to happen more and more. Like panic attacks. We get more scared and more scared that they're going to happen. Same with flashbacks. And so the best way to work on them is truthfully having a whole little box that you can go to, but of grounding techniques and things like that, like I talked with Alexa. But the truth of it is that often they happen when we're not at home and we don't have any way to deal or get our box out or help ourselves at all. And so the best thing we can do is see someone and start working on it, because as we work through the trauma, they will go away. Okay? Yeah, snowball effect. Exactly, Jennifer. And then the last question is, 4 girls in my year had anorexia, and I was almost in awe because I felt what they because I felt what they did, but I wasn't as sick. Is that even understandable? Yes, of course. Oh, eating disorders are competitive for no reason other than just to make our lives miserable, which is what eating disorders do. And so that it's very normal for you to, sorry, I'm reading the question across over here. It says, because you didn't feel like you were as sick and therefore it was judgment like, oh, I don't deserve it or I'm not as bad as them and like I'm not even sick enough. Of course, Denise, I'm glad you could be on. So know that it's so common. Eating disorders are competitive but the truth is they're competitive towards like essentially death. So know that like you can tell your eating disorder to shut the fuck up. And I encourage that all the time, to talk back to it and to know that it's just telling you lies, because we really can't just keep fighting to be the sickest, because what does that even equate to? It's terrible. And so, yeah. So anyway, it's very normal. Don't think you're weird. A lot of people feel that way. Everybody in the comments is saying, yeah, they're so, eating disorders are competitive. Know that that's very normal. Okay, so what are the things that we're going to say, Sean?
All right. So bear with me here because I have them up on your screen.
He has to pull them up. Oh, when am I on here again? Inner Moonlight, follow me on Twitter. I always tweet out when I'm going to be doing these. Or become a fan on YouNow, and it will notify you when I am going live. Yeah, and Palm Tree Beach agrees. Very competitive. It's so true. We're number 57, you guys. 57. 57.
Okay, so.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not very good at this.
Okay.
The new segment.
Okay.
We ask people to send you a message.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't know, on Twitter, I asked you to send me messages in different languages so that I could about mental health. So I'm going to do my best.
This is the first one.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to try to say this is from Laura. Thanks, Laura. Psychishi Gunsundite eats Ganau Wigtig vi man, that psychology word is like siskik gunsite. Shit, you guys. It means mental health is as important as physical health. I just fucked that up royally.
Okay, I'll get you another one.
Everybody's laughing. I do my best.
Ooh, we have one in Estonian from Helen.
Ooh, Helen sent it from Estonia. Sasad Hakama means you can do it. That was a little easier.
Oh, here we go. We have.
Sydney says I did better than I do.
All right, here we have. Looks like in Spanish.
Okay.
There.
And to answer Nico Knott's question, yes, pro-ana people have eating disorders. You could never be pro-illness like that without having some sickness yourself. Okay. Oh, this is Spanish. Tu puedes hacer una diferencia. You can make a difference. And I used to speak Spanish, so, it's a little better than the other languages.
All right.
Oh, and I don't answer questions on Instagram, Aptari. I don't like the interface. It's easier for me to do it here on YouTube and on my website and Tumblr and stuff like that and Twitter.
All right. You want another Spanish?
Sure.
Okay. And people should probably click the capture button for these.
Okay. Are we capturing these? Just a British accent, so we're involved. Oh, I know. I'm so needy. It's embarrassing. It's not embarrassing, but I can't do a British accent. I'll do my best.
Do it.
Somebody has to send something and tell me to say it in a British accent. Okay. Salute mentale e nulla? Nuya? I'm not sure how... This is, different to me. Nuya da embarrassed su. Embarrassed? Did I say that right? Mental health is nothing to be embarrassed about. Salute mentale e nuya? Is it nuya or nulla? Well, usually it's double L is Y in Spanish.
Nuya.
Thank you, Cheyenne. Cheyenne?
Have we got any other ones here?
Oh, she's there. It's Italian.
Oh,
she's
no
here.
wonder.
She's shy.
Well,
I'm like,
that doesn't sound Spanish.
I was like, this is different than Spanish.
Oh, here's another one from her.
Oh, somebody's like, Australian accent too. Okay.
That's another one for her.
Okay.
You get a do-over.
Cheyenne sent another one. Cambiare il modo di pensare. Cambiare il modo in cui si vive. Change the way you think, change the way you live. I like that one. That's a good
Italian there. That was nice.
I did it in an accent like I speak Italian. Italian is it's the most beautiful language to me. We have friends who are Italian, and every time.
Yeah.
Orogna?
Yeah, Onorina.
Onorina.
And Andrea.
They are YouTubers, and they do have a fashion thing. Anyway, we met them at a YouTube event, and we love them. And I follow them on Instagram, and so their Insta stories in Italian. I'm like, wow, it's so beautiful. Your language is so beautiful.
Okay, here's another one.
Okay. Oh, Karen, this is from you. This must be South African something, right? That's where you're from? Ooh, okay. Umuntu, nugumuntu, nugubantu. A person is a person through other people. From Ubuntu, humanity, philosophy, humanity towards others, the belief in universal bond of sharing that connects all humanity. So, Umuntu, nugumuntu, nugubantu. Did I say that right, Karen? I hope so. Thanks for sending. That's really cool.
I think it's kind of nice that you're reading these in different languages. 'Cause they watch, you know.
I just hope that I'm not butchering it.
You are butchering it.
I am.
I have a Spanish one from
Okay.
Ivana Nova.
Sadie girls capture. She always captures the best moments. I'm not gonna lie. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Sé tú número uno. Tú vales la pena. Tú eres lo más importante. Be your number one. You're worth it. You're the most important. That's a good one. Ivanova. I think, did I say that right? Ivanova? That's really cool. Is that all?
I don't know. I think we're pretty much through them.
We're looking.
We're trying
Sean
something
is
new.
scrolling. Oh, that was spot on. Yay, Karen, I
You
did.
nailed it?
I did it. Not that one, but the one before.
We're the worst at high
We are.
five.
We just missed high five. He almost hit me in the forehead. We're so cool. Yay. Clunk. Not cool at all.
All right. Hey, everyone. The live chat's over because Katie got knocked out.
We knocked ourselves out. Oopsie. Ooh, okay. Pip pip cheerio. Oh, Mumsy, the door's frozen. However, will we get to the tea and crumpet party? Oh, I'm choking on a crumpet.
Are you kidding me?
Freya sent that. I hope you guys like that.
I gotta capture that one myself.
Sydney goes, we're so cool, slaps each other in the face. Oh, that makes me tear. It's so good.
Okay, so to
Oh, maybe
remind
the dingo ate your baby. These are good, you guys. Keep them coming. Oh, the Canadian accent, Sean. Carly says she loves your Canadian accent.
Yeah, I have no choice. Here's progress.
Just
not
finished my
perfection.
coffee. Oh, okay. Oh, it's just sheepishness. I don't know if sheepishness is on still, but they're usually on. It says, Le progrès passe la perfection. Perfection? Is it French, Sean? Le progrès passe la perfection. I think it's a progress, not perfection.
Yeah, okay.
That's a good one, too.
And- Sorry.
Oh, Sophie just sent a Danish sentence. Okay.
Oh, yes, I see that one. The Danish one just
He
came
found it. Did you like my Colin? You like my English accent? Okay. It says, Husk at that. Oh. Okay, Sophie. I'm going to try this again. Husk at dat maudit at bede Whoa. Hijab.
All right, let's try that one over again.
It's really hard.
I know.
What's the AE thing? That weird. Does that have a certain sound? Okay, I'm trying. Husk at dat maudit at bede hijab. Remember, it's brave to ask for help. So hijab is help. Hijab. Ooh, you guys, I'm sorry.
Apparently
Thanks for sending that,
Spanish is
Sophie.
Great.
My Spanish is on point. I didn't lose it. You
Oh.
guys.
Stein.
Oh, Stein just sent one. Yay! My British accent. Ooh,
I kinda
talking
like
on the
that- I kind
carpet.
of like that people can tweet directly, and we're checking that feed too.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Okay.
if people are on Twitter though,
And somebody just said something across the screen, but Sean's distracting me and I missed it. I'm so sorry.
if people are on Twitter, don't forget to tweet at VidCon
Oh yeah, tweet hashtag at VidConAUS to get us to Australia.
and your name.
With my name.
Yeah.
You gotta tag me. Okay. Stein sent, because this is Danish, right? Je moet het zelf doen. Oh, okay, that's it. Je moet het zelf doen. You need to do it yourself. How'd I do, Stein? Je moet. Is it? I don't know if I'm doing it right. Maureen's like, no, not at all. Oh, it's Dutch. Yes. Sorry, Dutch. You guys. Yes.
All right.
Super. Stein said super. I tried.
Donde es los baños?
My Spanish. I can do Spanish, and I can do a mean British accent as long as it's all like with words that I'm used to saying, like crumpet and, things like that. Thank you all so much for being on and hanging out. And for all of you who've become Patreon patrons, you have no idea how much this means and how much it helps. And together, towards a healthy mind and a healthy body. But my hope is this year can be amazing. I can meet more of you. I can come to Australia, maybe South Africa, New Zealand. I'm going to Amsterdam, VidCon Amsterdam. Oh, and Wascally sent all all the bunnies. And so, yeah, we're going to try to visit as many places as we can and see as many of you as we can and just raise awareness. And thank you all so much for tuning in. And I'll have a video come out tomorrow and Thursday and more live streams to come. Follow me on Twitter for more info on that, and you can fan me on here. Oh,
Nice.
I love it, Emily. End credits. Bye, Sansdale. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. Have a wonderful Sunday.